check. Settings.
I believe the stream should be live now.
Wait. It says carrying Kyle to the world of RE.
It shouldn't.
Hmm.
Alright, what does it say this time?
Still says carrying Kyle to the world of RE.
What the fuck? Is it hijacking?
Yes.
Whatever. I'm just changing the name here. Fuck it. What the fuck? I'll have to keep that in mind for next time.
Really weird.
Yeah, I'm changing the title right now. Fuck off. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, that's fucking weird, because, like, on the actual program... okay, and the fucking chat's not working on the program.
There we go.
No, fuck. I think YouTube and fucking, well, I mean, the stream's working now. You can go ahead and start it, but... No, I guess YouTube and fucking Streamlabs are having problems with each other, because I was supposed to be sending footage to the other one, and now chat doesn't work on my program now. It works on YouTube, so that's fine, but that's still kind of lame.
It's fine. I can check chat every now and then. And I figured out, I remember exactly how the save system works in this game. You can technically just exit save. It's not like Dark Souls 2, or not Dark Souls 2. It's not like Darksiders 2 and 1 where you have to like pause the game and save. Like it has autosave features when you leave. But you also get save points at certain checkpoints after cutscenes, boss fights, and when you find Vulgar and spawn points.
Okay, hang on. Minato.
So,
yeah, me and Kyle talked about that whole scandal yesterday on the... Or not yesterday. No, yeah, it was yesterday.
Yes. Do you still have to go conduct your business, or can I be left alone with the stream?
Oh, I'm gonna be coming back.
Am I really responsible enough?
Okay. I've already showered. I'm just gonna be going back and forth between that area. So it's gonna be like when you played like Hitman the other day.
Oh, perfect. What did I get? There's a new item.
I did hear that Kamiya
I still have 4 Crucible.
Or Kamiya got not banned on, or well, actually, I think he might delete his Twitter. I've heard like mixed reception, but something happened to Kamiya's account, which is funny.
That's a lot of stat buffs for a single piece of armor.
Kind of lame. Yeah,
but hey.
Leave so that way I can drop facts while you're showering, I guess. I've already showered.
His gifts are impressive.
Yes, the facts only exist when Zim is gone, apparently. Oh, wait. I'm not used to having a fucking...
Lock
on? No, my secondary weapon's being gone. Because Darksiders 2, when it goes into New Game Plus, you get to keep all your weapons, but Darksiders 3 you don't, because Darksiders 3 handles weapons differently, as they're tied to the forms you get from the... They're tied to both the DLC weapons that you get, and the Lord of Hollows, which is why you don't really, like, spawn with them. Oh.
Well, you don't get secondary weapons, you get secondary forms, right?
Whoa.
You're trash.
God damn it. Could have used the... I forgot that Nephilim Respite doesn't... You can change the animation so that Nephilim's Respite doesn't have a startup animation.
All that Dark Souls training and you still can't roll dodge.
That's because this game actually designs like counterattacking intuitively, unlike Dark Souls. You actually have to pay for fucking up a roll. Whereas you don't in Dark Souls at all, because you're just given, like, gajillions of iframes.
Will you be streaming God of War Ragnarok when it comes out? That solely depends on Devil. Because Devil's the guy who streams the God of War games on the channel for the most part, so that depends on on what Devil's going to do. Because I know no one else who has a PlayStation who can stream God of War Ragnarok.
You're correct. Well, actually, technically Kyle could.
I'll say don't
know if
mention
he wants to
Kyle.
get-
Don't mention Kyle. Don't mention the fact that Kyle has a PS5. Don't mention that he's one of the 5 people on the planet with a PS5.
Well, to be fair, you don't need a PS5 to play Ragnarok.
Wait, is Ragnarok coming out on PS4?
Yes, it is. It has to, due to, you know, supply shortages of the... It's kind of like a Halo Infinite situation where it's like, yeah, this game needs to be available on lower consoles because not everybody has a higher console.
I can do it. I have a PS5. Lies. And a PSVR. Is Ragnarok
I think so.
getting VR support on drop? I mean, you could literally play God of War 4 with VR. It changes nothing.
What are you talking about? It would make it even more immersive. How could you say it doesn't change anything?
I mean, like,
You fool.
You don't jump around or anything, so it's not like it'll, like, heavily impact the gameplay.
Also, I was going to say this before, but I guess I can address it now. The web broadcast thing, like the broadcast bar relay on Mixer usually does mess me up in some games because it covers up stuff, but it's fortunately only covering up my souls, which you would think is really important, but I kind of grabbed and maxed like a shitload of them before I went into New Game Plus, so we're actually going to be good. Like, it actually does not matter what our currency is, because I have like 1 million souls, so I'm basically covered on expenses for this playthrough.
You have 1,023,000 souls, actually.
Yeah, well, more or less. There's actually a very, 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 very silly soul glitch that you can do in this game that requires access to like a death barrier that for some reason activates when you carry enemies to a room, and then you just force respawn multiple times and your soul lurcher picks up the thing. You basically have to force respawn a couple times, and you can actually clone the amount of souls that you have in that area, and you do it like 5 or 6 times, and it increases exponentially each time.
Wow. No, it's not on VR. I'm just bragging. It should be on VR. There's no reason there's no reason for it not to be on VR. Any game that doesn't let you jump has no reason to not be a VR option.
Oh yeah. Any action game that doesn't either, that's like heavily focused on story, has no right not to be on VR.
I think there was even a DOA mod that actually let people play DOA in VR. I'm not sure if that's like, I'm not sure how that would work because I don't think you can change the controls that effectively. 'Cause original DOA 3 had this really silly fucking boss battle at the very end where they changed the camera perspective to make it a little more intense, but it just made the fight incredibly fucking frustrating. It's like probably the first time I bitched about camera in a video game, I think. What game do you think has the best power system? Could you elaborate in a little more detail? Mangler, what do you think about the Bleach doesn't belong in the big 3 arguments?
People clearly don't know their history because Bleach was one of the big 3. You can't really say that because it was one of the big 3.
How can it part of the
It
big 3
already
if Dragon
was.
Ball never left?
Dragon Ball inspired the big 3. It can't be a part of it.
Lies. It was still going on.
No.
Power scaling wise, what game do you think has the best power system? Power scaling wise? I'm not quite sure. Do you like what system I find the most enjoyable? Like what do you mean by best power system here? Because like Hollow Knight's got that good shit going on.
Wait, is this Forsaken Lurker crystal?
I'm pretty sure it's Lurcher.
That is not Lurcher, yeah. That's new. Did they up? Okay, so I guess when you go into New Game Plus, I've never actually done New Game Plus for Darksiders 3. I guess when you go to New Game Plus, when they give you the Lurcher crystals or clumps, they just exponentially increase the amount that you have so that you can continue leveling in New Game. That's fascinating. I did not know that.
Look at that.
And apparently, they have a completely different lore description, too. Non-existent souls. I mean, that wouldn't even be anything crazy in Dark Souls, or in Darksiders. Like, not even... Go ahead, Zim.
That's not what that says!
It literally says a collection of souls. Well, let me read that, you fool. A collection, like, these are literally referred to as a scattered group of wayward spirits. These are referred to as a sense of emptiness raids from this collection of souls, as if something else should be in its place. It's clearly trying to tell you that there are souls when there should be none.
That's not non-existence, you bastard!
There are human survivors.
What the fuck is that thing? It's a shadow thing.
So they have enemies in the game that I don't know what they're designated in. I might have to check them in like the official guidebook or something. But they're basically super hyper aggressive versions of standard enemies that are given like more health and more damage.
Your mom's super aggressive.
That tree. It's impressive. But is it just... Is it out of place here?
I think most enjoyable power system. I don't really know on that one, because like I think maybe Hollow Knight for me, because Hollow Knight has a really interesting power system with souls and void energy and shit. Ozra's Rat's power system, I think, is like bland. It's just converting souls into power, which by itself is just kind of bland at this point. Mangler goes through.
So you're talking about how they absorb that to charge the Brahmastra.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's their main source of power. It's like, well, I mean, technically, it's like a fucking arc reactor plus.
It's very generic, I would say. There's nothing unique about it.
They don't even do anything unique with the concept, except that Yasha fucking tears out his own arc reactor and sticks it into Ozra after Ozra lost his arc reactor. They also never properly explain why these demigods are part machine, part human.
Yeah, that kind of just comes up out of nowhere. They're just like, wait a minute, you're just machines. Like when he pulls the arc reactor, I was like, whoa, what are you doing with a portable reactor in your chest?
It's just weird because like Chakravartane's not fucking like he's not a robot, unless like creator form was supposed to be like ultimate robot.
I have no idea, but like, man, that's rather silly. Oh, we got a cutscene. Oh, she is probably the first horseman to actually attack the vendor.
Oh, you are way. Wait, the streamer's way behind you.
Aren't we making a mighty ruckus?
Says the demon who announces his ambush.
That was not my intention to do battle, horseman. Well,
Bitch.
such a passionate little thing, aren't we?
Do not test my patience.
How would you test these nuts over your face?
Too hazardous an occupation for myself, horseman. I am here to capitalism.
My man.
Mangler, merchant of the damned. A trader who deals in souls for profit. Even in the face of the apocalypse, one must endeavor to earn a living.
And whose souls do you trade in?
Angel, demon, or human. All souls have value to me. I've seen the trail of bodies you've left.
Where's your face camera? So, apparently Mangler has gotten complaints in the past when he gets scans from the streams about my face being there. And since he's playing through these
For some
games,
reason.
he's playing through these games to technically have, like, footage for scans. So, my face will be gone from all these. Do you see my last comment?
That's also why I'm not skipping any of the cutscenes, and why I'm letting them all play out and looking at everything, because I'm trying to get footage for the Darksiders,
Yeah,
any
'cause
Darksiders projects
All
we
you'll
do.
have is footage
Any and
because
all.
any audio would just be ruined by our conversations in the background.
Oh yeah, if we need audio or something later, we'll just grab something else.
You mean you'll just use random black gamer over there, or fucking what is it, video game cutscene?
Why do you assume he just has every game under the sun?
Because dude, I bet if I look it up right now, he's got videos on it. Hang on.
I don't know if he's got something on Darksiders.
Never mind. Maybe you'd have to go with the Rabid Retrospective Games.
Oh, poor me.
Oh yeah, new fucking Scorn.
I can't get my daily dose of content.
Oh yeah, that Scorn game dropped. Apparently, it was fucking shit.
Scorn?
It's like this weird, like, fucking first-person shooter game where you play, like, as a flesh humanoid thing in a world of flesh and machinery. But apparently there's, like, next to no fucking story in it. Not because they didn't write it, it's all in the art book. So it almost feels like they fucking are selling you half the game and you gotta buy the other half to understand what the fuck's going on.
Oh, you could apparently upgrade weapons to plus.
Anyways,
13.
do you see
You
my
did
last
not know
comment? Best type of candy? Chocolate. Chocolate candy. If chocolate's not allowed, because it's obviously the easiest answer, probably gummy. Is it the one with the living guns? Fuck if I know. It literally just came out and everyone's either praising it or calling it shit. Twix?
No, yeah, Volgrim technically has really. I mean, it's not exclusively for game. Well, I guess it is for gameplay purposes, but it is a lore ability that he has. He does have the ability to reset the powers and like skills of a person, because he does give you things like it's just called respec in Darksiders 2, but it's just called an Echo Mark in Darksiders 3. It actually has like lore.
I was gonna say,
He can reset a creature's powers.
I feel like if there's no lore behind it, you
Zero.
just call gameplay and move on from there.
Well, in 2 I would have, but it has an official like lore description in 3.
Alright.
That's called an Echo Mark. Yeah.
Super Sour Worms?
Because it's just called respec in 2, but they gave it an official description in this game.
Super Sour Worms are pretty good. I just like Darksiders 3 combat, goes to the Soulborn's like combat system. Yeah, they, I'm not gonna say they discarded their identity, because they did that after Darksiders 1, and every single game after Darksiders 1 has just been attempting a new genre every single time.
That's kind of the point of the franchise. It doesn't put limitations on how its gameplay is defined.
Oh, then you must love Genesis.
I actually don't mind Genesis. It's just, I kind of prefer this style of gameplay. Genesis is not bad.
This is like a zombie game? No, this is not a zombie game. This is technically a hack and...
Zim, did you not see the power-ups that these enemies were dropping? And my double points and my insta-kill? You fool.
Question, best Darksiders game? I only played 1. I played a little bit of 2, but I thought 2 was kind of trash in comparison to 1. And I played the demo for 3. I think I played it on stream, actually, before it dropped. I remember I played the demo for 3, and 3 was playing alright, but I just never got around to buying it.
3 is... I'll say that the combat gets really interesting when you start getting more holoforms. I do like Fury's offensive abilities, but I don't like her evasion as much. It's not as good, but I think she's not intended... She's just intended to have, like, all-around abilities. Mainly to have strong offensive capabilities, not as many defensive capabilities, and, like, average evasive capabilities. Because Death's supposed to be the mobile one.
Yeah, no.
And War is supposed to be the defensive one.
Which, I mean, I guess makes sense. And then Strife is... Technically, Strife's still waiting for his game. Technically. I don't think Genesis is supposed to be Strife's game.
Yeah, no, it's not really supposed to be his game. I think it's supposed to be, like, an example of what he'll play like. But if Genesis is to show anything, along with all the other games, is that Strife is supposed to be the most...
useless?
I would say probably the most ranged.
Pointless?
Did he seriously not see Fury from across the room?
And you are?
Surprised, and more than a little relieved. Call me Ulthane Blackhammer.
So you'll not be flattering me today?
A maker, are you not?
Aye, when there's something to make. My skills are only aimed towards instruments of death.
This is not your war.
No, not theirs neither. Like your
2 is the best, but it's easy to cheese because of the stat system. 2 has the most in-depth combat combo-wise. And stats-wise. Though Darksiders 3 comes very close. It's not quite as stylish. But it has a stronger ground game, whereas Darksiders 2 has a stronger aerial game. Or ground-to-aerial game.
Or die tomorrow, and I wouldn't bat an eye either way.
And what is your business?
What do they call
Jones.
Jones? Question me again with your last breath.
Huh. Look around. Look what's happened here. Do you honestly think scares me now?
Easy, lad.
You can see his life expectancy dropping.
Yeah? I have to lose. This moronic conflict looks so Horseman, even Maker. What are you even fighting for, huh? Tell me.
That's cool. Strife had good enough disguise. Yeah, it is. You can almost...
I like this one. You may continue breathing, Jones.
Horseman.
I hate being late to a video that starts like 2 hours ago. I don't think we started like 2 hours ago. I think we started like 20 minutes ago.
No, I think he means in reference to like other streams. Because, well, you know, if he can be on at this time, he can probably join our streams. It'd probably be like too late by the time he gets in there. The best type of eggs? I prefer scrambled eggs. I'm not a big fan of boiled. I'm not even a fan of eggs in general these days.
Could use some work.
I sincerely doubt that. I'm faring quite well without any help.
Of course. But in case you missed the moniker, I am a maker who specializes in instruments of destruction, chaos, and the deliverance of pain. So it stands to reason that we little Ulthane could enhance.
Thank God I'm going to be doing much more killing and much less talking when the game continues.
In exchange for...
Quitchy is the best type of eggs. Hot boiled is best. Who's the strongest horseman? Technically, at the moment, it's both Death, right?
Depends on the game. Death is confirmed to be the strongest during Genesis. But by the end of Darksiders 3, if we're considering the inverse scaling, technically Fury should be the strongest. And I believe there's a statement by one of the producers prior to that states that Fury is supposed to be the strongest horseman during 3. I still have yet to find that one, but one apparently has claimed that to me, and I believe my dad had mentioned that prior to us buying the game in 2018, so I don't think it's...
Why would your dad
I don't think it's... Well, because my dad loves playing the Darksiders games, so like he obviously doesn't give a shit about power scaling, but like if even he knows it, then it's probably not like
What?
it's probably not like it's probably out there somewhere.
So wouldn't that mean then that just like all the other fucking horsemen are just stronger by the time their game comes around then? Because if she's the strongest during the events of 3, and 3 comes technically last in the timeline, won't that just make sense?
It depends on how you scale Absalon.
Nah,
like,
bro. War's the
well,
strongest.
so
'cause you beat
here's the
Destroyer.
thing. Then you have to consider prerequisites as well, because how the Horseman's power works is extremely weird, because they have to have certain criteria to be at full strength. So for starters, obviously all of them are technically sealed, so they're not at quite full power, but they can't be power nullified by the council. They have to have their horses with them, usually to be at full strength, because they do have statements that they're directly like when they ride, victory is all but assured. Like they are considered way stronger on their horses.
That's because they can.
And it isn't just
they can spam range
what?
attacks.
Well, it's also just like, why would you assume that like being on a horse would give them advantages tactically when it would make them a bigger target and wouldn't increase their speed, because they already scaled
for a minute. Like in war, there was a reason why there were like cavalry units.
Yeah, but we're dealing with angels and demons that have projectile weapons.
I assure
like,
you,
things
those
that can break
weapons
the
are
walls
about
of
as
physics.
accurate as an actual flintlock pistol.
So here's the problem is that like they already scale to the speed and the strength of the horses regardless. So the horses aren't giving them like a boost or anything. Like the best the horses would be granting them is the ability to swing attacks without having to apply their own mobility, which is not really like
I'm pretty sure the
a battlefield buff.
I'm pretty sure the horses are faster than the swordsmen, or not the swordsmen, as the
No, they're not. That's revealed in the comic.
That doesn't really make any sense then.
No, it's just the horses have access to the ability to basically carry them to any realm. That's kind of why they're useful.
Lame. Very strong, so you can't control power.
Also, because they're horsemen, you have to give a horse to a horseman, hence the name.
What song
like,
do you recommend for me? Alan, you can't just ask for like a generic song recommendation. That doesn't really help matters. What's the best type of weather? Rain on a sunny day.
This is true. Whereas a hot boiling sun on a sunny day, worst type of weather.
So just
at least for a pleasant afternoon. As people who live in both Texas and Cali, we can confirm that nonstop heat all the time is not exactly what's the word? Fun?
Yeah, but I've heard some people get upset when it rains because it's too moist in the air now, and I'm like, you fucking pussies.
And I'm just like, you worthless human being. Did you enjoy the heat?
Hang on. Other than the strongest, who's the best fighter of all of them? I think technically Death is, but I think
Death should be the best fighter. Yeah. After that, it's either Fury or War. I can't really say because well, actually, technically Fury, because she is the second oldest out of them.
I feel like age doesn't quite translate to skill, though. Like, you can argue it might... Does it even translate to experience?
Well, in the case of the Horsemen, it does, because they were a part of the Nephilim, which meant all they did when they existed was that... for most of their existence, all they went and did was conquer other realms and wage war on other species in the Darksiders universe. So if she was alive longer, she would objectively have more experience. We don't know by like how much. Death is shown to be something pretty substantial because he is like one of the first generation horsemen, or the first generation Nephilim. Because he's basically like so old that like he knows things that none of the other Nephilim should know by comparison. Like he knows about the abominations, which only the first generation of the Nephilim knew, basically like the leaders of their faction. are the ones who started that
Yeah,
group.
because fucking it's like War's the youngest, Strife and Fury are like in the middle, and then Death was the oldest. You would think War would be the best fighter, given that he's literally the, you know, horseman of war itself, but no. Fuck War, apparently.
Well, well, his war, like his namesake, gives him access to powers that bolster him in combat. But I mean, Fury is also given things like I don't remember what Fury. Well, actually, Fury and Strife's powers haven't really been revealed just yet, as far as like
Because they're not going to make
what
they're not going to be very unique in reference to like how they work, because War causes both Fury and Strife.
Well, it's like so the Abomination Vault reveals that basically whenever War fights you, he gets like he has just massive statistics amplification and stamina regeneration, things like that. Like plus his weapon grows like bloodlusted essentially, except he can control all of it. Like Chaos Eater, like he basically it's basically described that when he's immersed in the art of war, he just becomes consumed by like power, because like he's just causing carnage. Death has something similar, except he just starts either starts stealing life or stamina from other people around him. Strife and Fury, we have not seen yet what they do, but we do have statements for what Strife is supposed to be. Is that he is basically supposed to be like timeless. He is a timeless spirit of eternal unrest. He is basically all that is unsettled in the hearts of people, which I don't know exactly what that translates to.
Lies. Alright, I'll be right back.
Maybe spite.
Spite?
How do you quantify spite? Somebody help me. Wisdom shard. Wait a minute. Is that new? They giving me new items too? Hold up. Increases the lurchers received from defeated enemies by 100%. Oh. Ho ho. Dude, what the fuck has Metatron not made at this point? I'm pretty sure the shards pretty much confirmed that the angels and demons have just been trying to find ways, like their engineers, their scribes, their scholars, essentially like every educated mind in their society is just committed to finding more ways to just kill the other faction. They really need a better hobby. Maybe I'm expecting a bit too much though. Hello from walking to just below. Deathlight worked War. I can't see Fury doing the same with War. I have no idea what that means. Oh wait, I do not have secondary weapons.
Night Slayer's outsmarted me. That won't do. Hello from Washington District, Columbia. Hello, Red Dusk. I'll take it you're on vacation or something.
I was wondering why I'm destroying the statues the way that I am with the long pull-in, or like the harpoon pull-in, whatever it's called. What?
No, apparently Red Dusk is saying he has, there are military orders involved. What the hell? Red Dusk, you're not in the military. Who the fuck you lying to?
So for the statues in this game, the ones that specifically look like what I just destroyed, like the white husk ones, I believe there are enemies later in the game that can sort of jump out at you from them. Oh, hello there.
Oh, Newhan, yeah, so I already told Mangler we'll be in the stream a little earlier today, so that way you and me can have leagues and we can test out your mic.
How much earlier are we thinking? Like,
So probably 1 a.m. your time.
oh, okay. Well, that's usually when it ends anyway.
No, it usually ends 2 a.m. your time.
There's no way. I go to bed before that.
If you say so.
I mean, sometimes we do, but like I shouldn't be. Is what I'm
So
saying.
AMC maybe can basically immortal on VSB, do some changes on High Godly Regen. Did Bayonetta get fucking 2A already? You know, because Mangler was telling me that they were all busy bending themselves over and letting Bayonetta peg them. There's no sound in the gameplay. Oh, yeah, hang on.
No, they got the thread closed because basically, there was certain things that on the profile weren't accepted or something. I'd have to go back and check, but basically there are certain procedures that were put in place for them to upgrade stuff, so I'm assuming they're going to start a new thread.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing over again.
What procedures weren't followed?
Certain information was not argued very well, I would say. Well,
I'm asking you what that means per se. Like, I'm asking, like, was there rules saying you can't use specific things to like upgrade the verse, or
like what stuff was already accepted on their profiles and whatnot. Like, I think it wasn't necessarily accepted that certain things on the profile weren't accepted, like Aesir scaling below Jubileus during the first game, which is something that they argued. It was actually something that Weekly specifically argued. He argued Bayonetta, not just Bayonetta, but or not Bayonetta, Jubileus, Imperfect Jubileus was stronger than Jubileus during the first Armageddon because of the right eye, and was exponentially stronger than Aesir because Lopter says that his soul was divided in half with his divine power, which he misinterpreted that statement because he apparently forgot that Lopter is the only one with any AP feats in the game. When he says divine power, he's referring to their abilities as Aesir. Aesir's whole power is not divided equally between Loki and Lopter. Only a fucking idiot would think that. And that statement doesn't confirm that, but he unironically tried to argue that.
what do you guys? So if the thread's closed, do you know how long it was?
It was like 90 replies or something.
Oh, it's not that long. Maybe I should react to it later.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. It was maybe like, I think, a page and a half.
I mean, I'll say this. If we're talking like fucking full power Jubileus, I think they'd be stronger in Aesir. If we're talking like Jubileus first Armageddon, I think they're stronger in Aesir.
Well, the Jubileus and Queen Sheba at the first Armageddon should all be like Jubileus, Aesir, and the Queen Sheba at the first Armageddon should all be the same level of strength, given the ruling Trinity of realities.
I disagree. I don't even think Queen Sheba or Aesir were even present during the first Armageddon.
Pretty sure they're supposed to be because they're chosen to be like the same rulers.
So Queen Sheba stated to have come with Inferno, and Aesir, I don't think his origin's ever explained, but it's kind of implied he showed up with the Realm of Chaos because he created it. So the way I've interpreted it, what the fuck are you doing to that thing?
I am opening new pathways in life.
By killing people.
Yes, as you do.
Alright, Hannibal. So the way I've interpreted it is that Jubileus and whatever happened the first Armageddon happens first, and then after Jubileus dies, these two come around to take over a portion of creation. In fact, honestly, you could even argue Queen Sheba was just created as a result of the Armageddon, not even like in there itself. Azir is the weird one.
Oh, there's a area down here. Perfect.
Jubileus, I stronger in Azir. Dante, the moment he taps into DT Rodin, suddenly all of heaven is screaming. How strong is Baldur from God of War 4 compared to the Greek gods from God of War 3, 1 through 3? Okay, so that really depends on how you want to scale the verse. Because according to author statements, Baldur doesn't compare to Zeus.
But then according to other author statements, he's like comparable to 4 Kratos. Or he can fight 4 Kratos, who is way stronger than his third version, who is stronger than all of the gods in the Greek pantheon.
Technically, he's weaker.
Technically, no.
Because it stated in the description of the game that he's regaining his old strength. So at best,
and the author just flat out.
At best, you can argue that they're equal.
No.
Yes.
Wait, I think I took this thing too far.
To be fair, the author statement in question basically just says that God of War 4 Kratos would have beat 3. It doesn't say specifically that he's stronger, if I remember correctly. Here, but we have the statement on your Discord server, right?
Yes. 1A God of War.
Hang on.
No.
Where would it be under? Do you have like do you have like an author God of War section or no?
It might be. I don't remember. Well, yeah, no, I think I have a directed. Well, fuck.
It's not bait proof scans, son of a bitch.
Why would it be in there?
Okay, here we go. God of War director statements. Here's Kyle jerking himself off to the fact that they're all on the same planet. Here we go. A question only the creator can answer. Who would come out on top if the old Kratos were to face his younger self? Old Kratos style question. Okay, here it is. That doesn't say he's stronger, Mangler! It just says
I refuse to believe that when his cosmology is vastly more powerful than the Norse.
Backscales, Mangler! The Blades of Chaos are on par with Mjolnir!
Yeah, because of Norse pantheon shit. I'm referring to like there's nothing in the Greek pantheon that scales them to anything even close to the Norse pantheon. The Norse pantheon, by this logic, scales the Greek pantheon back to itself. Do you realize how fucked that is?
All cosmology Greek gods is stronger, but retcon makes them weaker than Baldur. Again, that depends on how you want to take statements regarding the Greek shit. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm calling it right now, Ragnarok's going to I guarantee there's going to be a statement from Kratos in Ragnarok that says, like, Odin's just as strong as Zeus was. I guarantee there's going to be some, like, confirmation of backscale.
Or it's going to have a flashback where Zeus and Odin are fighting each other or something. Or,
yeah,
I could beat you with this.
Like, Zeus is like,
I've said this before, like, I'm just talking about it. Sorry to interrupt you. I was just saying, I'm just talking about it as far as how I think the evidence has been presented. I think it's been kind of trashed.
Oh, hang on.
I'm not talking about what the authors actually intend, because the God of War authors are something interesting where they have a lot of different intentions, but they don't cooperate or communicate with each other what these intentions are, which is why they come out and contradict each other with a bunch of different author statements. Okay. And they contradict a lot of their own lore a lot of the times.
Hang on. So, for a second. Okay, Red Dusk. As far as I know, Mangler's the only one with the Switch. And as far as I know, Mangler's not playing the boycott Bayonetta 3.
I already made my pre-order, and I don't have the ability to retract it because my financial information had to be, like, canceled due to some unforeseen circumstances. So I'm actually kind of in a bind. Technically, I also had a financial investment in the first Bayonetta 1 game that was a little bit too expensive, so I technically have to make good on that investment.
The sunk cost fallacy won't allow Mangler to retreat. But honestly, boycotting Bayonetta 3 as a game doesn't really help her. And this is where the gaming industry is kind of fucked. If you boycott the game, you don't get another Bayonetta game.
That's entirely possible. I was just going to say, if you boycott it, I would say more accurately, it's going to hurt lifetime sales of the game more so than it's going to hurt launch sales.
Well, so this is the problem here, where it's like the problem with fucking Bayonetta with games. When you boycott a game developers are fucking stupid. They don't say, "Oh, they're upset we did this." They say, "No one wants to play a Bayonetta game."
Or whatever game in this case.
Yeah. So it's like it's fucking ridiculous. But yeah, Bayonetta 3 will be purchased by Mangler at this point.
And the publishers and whatnot that pay those developers especially don't take kindly to it. And they're just like, oh, fuck it, our shareholders will pay us anyway.
I'll just tell you the upfront, honest to God facts here for just a minute regarding this one. Same thing applies for series, for example. Yeah, it's the real fucking situation about boycotts. It is stated that the Mjolnir makes Thor double his strength, taking into account the Blades of Chaos are 2 blades plus the Vitanax. That means Kratos 2 times stronger than Thor at least. Shizo type, the Virgin Warrior Jones. You're new here, hello, but got a source for that? Source?
I was gonna say, if anything, that
planet,
would mean that with one weapon he's able to accomplish what Kratos can with 2.
Shut up, Mangler! Shut up! The Blades of Chaos are better! Shut the fuck up!
I never said whether they were not a better weapon. I'm just saying, like, he's able to accomplish...
It's a pussy hammer! I have a better hammer at my house!
What are you saying?
I'll fucking kill you!
Yeah, it's such a worthless hammer that it showed up in Ascension years before the Norse Pantheon was even introduced.
I actually love the fact that, well, aren't there 2 other Pantheon weapons in Ascension? It's the God of War hammer, or it's a fucking Thor's hammer, but there's another weapon, right? Like there's like a fucking staff from Hindu or something.
I think there might be, but it's mainly Mjolnir.
Yeah, because
it's literally just Mjolnir.
Confirmed that Mjolnir is such an insignificant weapon in the Greek Pantheon that it's literally just given to a bunch of fucking losers. Anyways, hang on. Also, hello, Newman. Same plan. What the fuck you mean they're different? Is that locations are located in the same place on each dimension? Why people are picking sides? People are picking sides because the original voice actor got shafted. Okay.
Wait, how do I check live chat?
Hang on. Sorry, in the novel Fallen God, Kratos visited the Egyptians' realm and Norse realm, but just... Okay, here's where I'm just going to be honest to God for a minute. The God of War universe makes more sense the way versus Battle Wiki and the God of War guys scale it, claiming that there are multiple pocket dimensions on Earth, and that's where these pantheons take place. The problem is the authors every fucking game refuse to be reasonable.
So the problem is that it makes far more sense in their head because they've come to a logical conclusion about how it should scale, not how it does.
Oh no.
And that's the problem. They want it to scale that way because it makes more sense. And I agree, it does. Unfortunately, it's not about what you want. It's about what's accurate.
Stop your downplaying. Oh no.
You guys don't think I want it to scale that way? That would make so much more fucking sense. I literally said all Balrog has to do is establish that you can't walk to the other pantheons. And they're not separated by conventional barriers or they are or something. And he could fix the issue. He could be like, yeah, no, that was just a mistake on our part if we ever had that. Sorry about that, but that was never our intention. Bam! Bam! That's all he would have to do. That's all he wants to do, because he loves to talk about his own cosmology. He loves to address things that are misconceptions, but he won't address something that literally explains how his cosmology fundamentally works.
Hang on.
And it pisses me off.
Not gonna lie, the people who scale God of War on VSB would fold Mangler. Honestly, it really just depends on how you want to take this. Because
no, the people on VSB would get folded by me, because unlike them, I actually have all of the God of War source material, and they don't.
Okay, so hang on, man. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no, she's called Fury. It's the same fucking thing. I'm 1% confident they would actually. Okay, so Mangler's Maze. Well, okay, so the problem is that number one, discussions tend to be a little different from what the information actually says, unfortunately. But okay, so I mean, they've reacted to it, right, Hasai? Like, I mean, I think you've mentioned before that the fucking VSB crew has looked at, like, the video Mangler presented, right? Well, I guess the video I presented, Mangler and Kyle talked in. Hasai, sir, realm location is in the same universe stated by Coy Balrog. Sir, are they having the same place existing on different realities that's possible without sharing the same space? Again, like, so we're just Kratos in Greek mythos means strength. In Greek mythology, Kratos is divine personification of strength. Yes, I've heard that repeatedly. I've never seen what original Kratos looked like, though, in the mythology, or, like, seen any paintings about him whatsoever. If a 3A or 2C character can die from a bullet to the head, should they really be considered 3A or 2C? Oh, yo, is that her horse? Did her horse get stabbed, bro?
No, man, yes.
Bro, her horse got stabbed.
I was gonna say, so Fury, even though she's on a sanctioned mission, she is without her horse during the game. Also, his face looks freaking... His armor and his design look great, but his face does not. Thank God it's covered up by a mask most of the game.
Yo, Fury's horse. Horseman, not Matador. SNC3 is doing a way better job. Bro, if she squared up to Matador, Matador would just be like fucking 4-turn Secunda. Anyways.
Mangler knows what you get. I wish, but unfortunately, no one in any sort of God of War power scaling circle has provided an empirical refutation to any of my arguments. They just cry and whine and moan about my 4 hours worth of evidence. Which, keep in mind, that wasn't even the best we could do.
Okay, no.
That was a low edits video.
Hang on. I'm gonna start
that was like the bottom of the barrel in terms of quality.
The author does confirm all of the pantheons are on one planet. He does confirm they take place on Earth. They are all in the same place. The argument is that in order for this to make sense, you have to argue under the premise that these pantheons exist in their own separate dimensions on the same planet. Otherwise, you get some massive complications regarding creational stories and regarding how jurisdictions actually work. But actually, doesn't the God of War 1 novel like confirm the Egyptian pantheon exists in the Greeks' knowledge and that they don't go into Egypt because they have different gods?
Yeah, he literally refers to them as when he gets the blade of Artemis, he refers to it as similar to a collapsus or something like I can't pronounce it, but it's a weapon of the Egyptians that he refers to specifically as a weapon held by the heathen Egyptians.
Again.
So they have knowledge of the pantheon.
So this is where the angels and demons give up their their immortality.
Yeah. What is Garion doing in Darksiders? I'm not gonna lie, when I first read that, Red Dust, I kind of chuckled a little bit too much. It's a good thing I muted myself, though, for that. Because you would have heard pure whole grain laughter. Also, yeah, this does confirm they have Type 1 and Type 4 immortality. Something that I don't know if that's included on any sort of collective profile. And Lord of Hollows can literally just directly remove their souls from the cycle of life and death.
2A Nemesis, downplay.
Direct existence erasure?
Yep. Oh, is it really existence erasure if he keeps them for himself?
Yes, because they no longer go to the Well of Souls. The Well of Souls, so when you die in Darksiders, regardless of who or what you are, well, unless you're the Makers or the Old Ones, you go through the Well of Souls, specifically to the Kingdom of the Dead, where you were sent to the City of the Dead to be judged, and then you pass through the Well of Souls and are reincarnated into the cycle of life and death. It is stated that if you are from the Abyss, you are one of the Makers, or you are things that precede the effects of time, you do not go to the Well of Souls, because your soul is simply too ancient to be processed to the that. So, if they are being removed from that cycle, they are essentially existing outside of existence itself. There's also direct statements for this in the Abomination Vault as well, that anyone who essentially is considered like too dangerous to the Charred Council, too dangerous to be kept alive in terms of creation, they send them to a place known as the Well of Oblivion, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally stated that it's supposed to send you to a place far outside the Well of Souls that will essentially permanently guarantee a death. So they could not be more clear if they just said, like, it'll erase you from existence. The Abyss has similar statements as well. Things in the Abyss don't go through the Well of Souls that's stated by Argol, the Mad King's, like, pets, and that things in the Abyss can consume, like, they are nothingness, they are, like, oblivion, they are non-existent, they are an end to all of existence, etc., etc., etc.
What the fuck happened here? Demon tribe and other tribe? What the heck? Do you guys believe?
Wrinkle, you could ask Devil to be your mailman and bring your arguments. Fetty, you sound very confident.
Hang on. Let me see this. Okay, we try not to get too far into real life, like religion, schizo. We try to avoid that here for the most part. We try to avoid most big real life things, I would say. So sometimes we talk about like certain like things going on, like the occasional war and like the occasional extortion of certain individuals. Wait, God of War 4, Kratos beats God of War 3. Kratos ignoring all the weapons that Kratos from God of War... you're fine, Schizo. From God of War 3 would have the power he would get from all weapons. Oh, Kratos would win. How? So again, that's why I don't personally believe that fucking like God of War 4 Kratos is stronger. I think it's just more... It just makes more sense that God of War 4 Kratos is just a better fighter.
His immortality is also something that God of War 3 Kratos has no answers to.
And God of War Ascension proves that the director himself stated as a retcon, so director, the guy decides we're just following. Okay, so the problem here is overall... So, the God of War writers, like Cory Balrog, has stated consistently that they're all on the same planet.
Yeah, and in every single way that he can, from just saying they're on the same planet to saying everything has geographical, like all these are in different geographical regions, to all these countries have the same different universes in the same planet, to blah 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 blah. Like he said it every single possible way a person could say that they're on the same planet. So that is clearly the intention of him. I'm confident that they would. Well, I'm confident that they do not have an answer to the actual information or the evidence I provided because they have not yet provided one. So whenever they're ready to rebuke that, let me know.
I need to read that fucking manhwa. I need to read that fucking manhwa. I need to get a link to it.
Also, the director of Ascension, I don't think is the same one that directed... Is not Cory Barlog. Like Cory Barlog directed 2 and he directed 4 and he was a writer on some of the other God of War games, mainly in 2 and 4. And he's not even directing Ragnarok actually. He's more of doing oversights. Because they keep switching directors. I think they've had like 5 or 6 different directors between like 6 to 7 games.
There's no gameplay sound.
Which is why the cosmology keeps getting fucked the way that it does.
I know. On occasion, I just turn off the gameplay sound because it's easier to fucking hear what the fuck's going on without the fucking constant background noise. Remember that what you guys hear on your YouTube is not as loud as I hear it.
The fire hung.
Fabian?
Ooh, nice.
Hang on.
It's the actual one I wanted. Wait, do I not have... Did I take off Quick Swap? I did. Good idea.
Mangler, did something fall on your end or no?
Fall?
Yeah, like a falling sound.
I don't believe so.
Huh, that's weird. I thought I heard something fall right now. Yeah, cool DT still sold by Bayo. Realm could just be a location in the universe that is hard to go in. Call police. I'm not gonna call the fucking police if someone's in my fucking house. They're not gonna make it in time.
If you're ashamed, it's okay. We're here for you. Just know that if something does happen to you, I will not be able to continue the stream by myself. If the person decides to shut off your equipment.
I understand that.
Somehow.
I'll try and get if someone's in my house, I'll try and get the fight out of the computer room so you can like keep the stream going.
Oh no, just stop the stream if that happens.
Better late than never. Not particularly. A lot of people who call the police usually end up dead.
Not because, well, okay, that actually depends on the situation. It's kind of fucked that I can't say that all.
Dude, the retreat. Why the fuck would I retreat? I'm in my house. I have home field advantage. Now, if someone is in this house right now, they just walk into that
He
hallway,
he also doesn't have a duty to retreat when he's in his home.
I am. Look at you.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Defy humor.
Cops always have connection issues. It's not connection issues. It's like, if someone's in your house and you call the police, you now have to hold off, assuming... Like, why would I bother?
Since you asked.
J Warrior, how strong is the creator from Darksiders 2B or 2A? Mangler, answer the question. I'll be back momentarily.
Right now I can confirm he's definitely 2B. If there's any evidence for him creating like an infinite number of worlds, then he's definitely 2A.
Something is blocking my way. Someone is muscling in on the serpent holes.
Also, unlike the Darksiders 2 DLCs, which we kind of just assume Darkside Death just kind of does at various points throughout the game, Darksiders 3s happen like at very scripted moments throughout the campaign, because Volgrim will have dialogue with you once you get to certain bosses, specifically for cleansing the serpent holes.
Horseman, the serpent holes must be cleansed. And that flame hollow is the first key. As you know, I am unfit for such an outing, but you...
Why would I help you?
This has the makings of a mutual...
He is bribing me.
I've heard this before.
There are treasures hidden away in the Serpentine network. You clear the way for me. They are yours. You will require more hollows to traverse the network in its entirety.
Oh, this is the actual cutscene.
I'll consider it, demon.
Ah, Fury!
None of your concern, demon.
Your tone betrays you, horseman. You see, I was right.
That's no secret. But by who?
Surely angels are the most likely suspect. Wouldn't you agree after what happened to dear old...
Well, I've looked around my house. Oh, thank you, Joe Wood, for donations.
Unleash your might on me, horseman.
I've looked around my house.
Those who would
I
benefit
don't
from you.
hear anybody moving around. The air...
Holy shit, Camille needs to get off Twitter. It's a little late for that.
Yeah. Hang on. The air isn't fucking... The air isn't moving the way someone else in the rooms usually cause it. I think my brother's Legos fell over. He probably fucking had them, like, set up weird. He has a lot of fucking Legos nowadays. His table probably collapsed. Yeah, because I can't hear anyone walking around the house right now.
I can already go to the Crucible? I'll do the Crucible at the end. Basically near the end of the campaign.
I'm so used to living in my... I'm so used to being in this house by myself, I can actually hear people walk on the carpet. I can tell when someone's moving around. I don't hear that.
Fact about this thing, so I think Fury will mention it later, but the constructs she sees in this are actually directly referenced to the Abomination Vault. Because she says Death tells her of a set of constructs that he fought before that are made and that are made of stone yet alive. Something like to that effect.
What did Kamiya just...
The Abomination Vault. Oh, go ahead.
Hang on. Apparently Kamiya tweeted something. Ah, my bad. That got in the way of the stream. Maybe it was the maybe it was the cats. Maybe the cats are back. I thought it was free. Maybe they're back with a vengeance. Just to be sure, good people shouldn't tweet to me for a while. I'll erase them all.
Oh yeah, there you go. She does state it here. I thought it was later, after I come back, but she mentions it right now.
How about a real God of War question? How strong are the boys' yellow arrows, considering they're able to falter Kratos during one of the cutscenes? So this is one of the things I always found kind of silly about the God of War guys. They kept talking about how Atreus scales to the other characters, and at first I thought that was silly. After rewatching the cutscenes while Devil was playing, Atreus' bow and arrow and technically he scales to Kratos. Well, he scales to Kratos if you think Baldur scales to Kratos. I mean,
I know you're not saying that would spite, but it technically feels spited.
Well, the thing is that I don't even know if you can really say Baldur scales 1-to-1 with Kratos, because the second Baldur loses his immortality, even when Baldur has his immortality, Kratos floors him consistently.
So it's like he's like in the I'm a fraction of how strong you are, because he can at least fight Kratos, but it's like can you even argue it's like a measurable fraction? Because he could just kill him within 2 seconds.
I mean, like, I'll just be upfront. Like, if we're giving Baldur like a percentage of Kratos to where he scales, I think Baldur's like maybe like 0.5 Kratos.
Yeah, it's a very small amount. Oh, I was gonna say one thing I really liked about how they handle the hollow powers here, aside from the fact that they give you a mobility option in the form of like your X button, and like a new power with like charge attacks and whatnot. They also change your Wrath ability. So Fury has a standard like uppercut, like blast thing, but now she gets immolation, which is very, very similar to War's immolation from Darksiders 1, though it does a fuck ton more damage than War's. Like, oh my god, they were like, hey, let's bring back immolation, but make it 5 times stronger.
Does Fury use any weapon other than the whip, lore-wise?
Technically, well, so she could, but technically all of her forms are just the whip. So if you look here, the Barb of Scorn, like, what she's taking with her into battle is just Scorn, which is the hilt. So the hilt of Scorn, when made by the Matsmith, just adapts to whatever her will currently does. So she prefers a bladed whip, but if her will is changed by things or powers within battle, the form of her weapon will change to whatever she prefers. So she can make lances, mallets, talons, polearms, axes, scythes, chains, anything. She can literally create any weapon for herself, depending on what she wants.
Wait, but wasn't Kratos at the start of the game exhausted after fighting Baldur? Yes, but that's the weakest version of Kratos in God of War 4. And again, I do remember there is a statement saying that Kratos is regaining his old strength throughout the game. So he's nowhere near peak condition at the start. And even then, he killed Baldur at the start of the game.
What are you talking about? He just gave him a dirt nap.
If it wasn't for Baldur's... Dude, Baldur probably would have died a lot earlier in that fight if it wasn't for his immortality.
Probably would have had his jaw broken on the first punch.
See, this is the problem, is that, okay, so Baldur can take Kratos' hits and, fight back. Yes, but that's because he's literally invulnerable to any of Kratos' attacks, relatively speaking.
Oh, we got an archer over there.
Could Kratos take
That's
Baldur's
annoying.
soul with the Claws of Hades? I don't think so. What is the actual... What's Baldur's actual mortality referred to? Is it just his body, or is it he himself? No.
Go by Corey's statement? Technically not.
Well, okay, so what does Corey say specifically?
Well, so if Corey claims that older Kratos can beat the other Kratos without any question if they were to throw it out, especially if you think younger Kratos is like much stronger, they would stand to reason that Balder wouldn't be you wouldn't be able to kill Balder either. Because that would include the claws of Hades.
No, so the problem here is that older Kratos would be equal at least to God of War 3 Kratos by the end of the game, give or take, lack of a moveset.
Well, so what I'm referring to is that even if they were quote unquote equal, the point I'm saying is that like the claws of Hades would have to be considered here, meaning ripping out his soul just wouldn't work.
Zim, you could also say the same for Sada versus Kenshiro in their first fight. No, Kenshiro kills you by hitting a specific part of your body and bypassing all your durability and blowing you up from the inside out. Notice how Kenshiro's punches did fucking nothing! Nothing! To Sada. How did Baldur's Immortality actually work? So Baldur's Immortality is basically you can't kill him with anything magical or physical, according to Mimir. So this means that any physical or magical attack Baldur's impervious to. It doesn't specifically say soul, but considering there are magical abilities that can attack souls in God of War, I think it's fair to say he'd probably resist soul attacks as well. Or would you disagree with that, Mangler?
I would not. There are magical attacks that can. It's just his immortality seems to be something that's like very, very persistent and annoying to deal with, even by Kratos' standards and weapons. So I very much doubt traditional soul manipulation would work on it. If I remember correctly, in Darksiders 2, my Necro crit build, high DSB 11k to 14k could be upgraded too. I mean, so my crit build in Darksiders 2 currently got level capped to 22 because of some weird like level glitch at the end of the game, but I was still doing I think several thousand points of damage because I was critting so Death at the highest could crit 42% of the time on every single strike involving his scythes, and his scythes would usually hit anywhere from like 12 to 16 times in like a couple interactions. And he would do 400 and something, like 440% crit damage. So like every other strike, statistically speaking, Death was critting you for 4 times the amount of damage.
I want to make this clear for a minute. Mimir's the only statement we have, I think, to work with Baldur's Immortality outside of maybe a guidebook. But I don't know if the guidebook's... Well, we don't have the God of War 4 guidebook, and I don't think the God of War guys have the God of War 4 guidebook given their track record. So
I don't think they have most source material, but yeah.
So I wouldn't really know if there's another... Well, the novel might describe Baldur's Immortality a little more, but Mimir's statement is fine. It basically makes him vulnerable to everything in the verse anyways. Like, you can argue Baldur would beat God of War 3 Kratos probably just by virtue of his immortality. Similar to how, that Chad Sal there beat Kenshiro. 10 out of 10. Best North Star character, 10 out of 10. None of you fuckers refist on North Star. Mangler, aren't you supposed to grapple onto that thing? What are you doing?
Yeah, I jumped too low, my bad.
Crit damage plus arcane damage in high levels broken in Darksiders 2.
I don't actually use arcane, but I would imagine that buffing the arcane crit would be kind of stupid because arcane just does it's kind of, well, it's actually the same way that arcane's calculated in this game. It's calculated to any of your Reaper attacks, which for Death he can do arcane damage outside of Reaper forms because he has strikes that summon his Reaper form in base. Because he's like the only horseman that can manifest his stronger forms in his base attacks, which means he technically has phantom range. Because you can just be fighting him and then he'll just be like, I have double the range now, mid combo. What's that? We were having a parry? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, no. So I mean, again, like, wait, doesn't that mean Baldur can beat the DBZ verse because he is immune to stuff? Dude, most people in DBZ's... Well, okay. So Baldur's immune to all damage, physical or magical. Do we include energy as part of physical?
It depends what the energy is made of.
Well, okay, so do we say Dragon Ball's ki is physical?
Well, it's just life energy, so it depends on how it's manifesting.
Okay, so I blasted it with a Kamehameha.
I mean, it's made of energy that can interact with the ground, so I would assume, like, there are some key attacks that don't follow, like,
Okay, listen.
conventional physics,
listen.
And most that do.
Okay, so listen, we'll put it this way. Hakai works on Baldur. Most key attacks don't work on Baldur.
Mafuba stealing techniques probably work on Baldur, but, like, Kamehameha, your Gallic guns, your Final Flashes probably don't work on Baldur.
Doesn't DBZ Kiel scale to your physical stats? Yes. Well, yeah. So Goku technically is not universal. Goku with ki is universal.
But he has ki in all of his attacks, so you just, like, you wouldn't make the distinction, but at the same time, you kind of have to.
So
if someone were to ask you, like, more details.
Like, so if you can absorb energy, you basically have a good chance of beating Goku in a fight, depending on how much energy you can absorb and how fast you can do it.
Yeah, we see this in, well, we basically see this in both Z and GT.
Are attacks from Leviathan Max energy based? No, they would be magically based. Anything in God of War, for the most part, is usually magic. It's not like an. I mean, you could argue magic's their energy system, but because it's called magic, you have to treat it differently. Fuck that.
Yeah, unless it's described to have, like, similar properties, you would not identify it the same way. Just get a rule of thumb.
Still loses to Hulk shit. But magic takes energy. Yeah, but the same. Magic by its very nature is supernatural. Energy is a natural occurrence within the universe.
What? Energy exists in many different forms throughout the universe. Like, you have wind energy, geothermal energy, you have, like, hydrogen energy, electrical energy, potential energy.
Hang on, Night Slayer. I know you're not trying to say power of hope is just energy, Night Slayer. I know that's not what you're trying to say right now. Night Slayer.
Conceptual energy.
I will allow you to delete. Okay.
What will we allow you to get away with?
I will allow you to delete that message.
God, that's such a fucking arrogant thing to say.
For reference, I had a conversation with TG and K once, and when I was asking a genuine question I was confused on, he's like, I'll allow you to delete that message before I screenshot it, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And I'm like, I'll allow you to keep your face before I kick it in. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, holy shit.
He's not like I wouldn't say he's a bad guy or anything, but like he can be a little arrogant sometimes.
That's not even a little arrogant. Like, you don't have a right to dictate how I talk.
That's why the androids, when they first appeared, were such a big deal. The fact that they could absorb energy was a big problem, not to mention that their non-existent stamina benefit. Oh, no, Night Slayer deleted he deleted it. He followed the words.
Wait.
The androids basically came along and showed that ki is just basic energy. It's just that it's produced from a different source, but it amounts to the same thing. Also, androids can't be sensed because they don't have life energy. Despite the fact that they're not androids, they're technically cyborgs.
Look, they're just mostly human, but not human enough to give off a signature reading that defines life.
They are literally like 60% human. She's still human enough to have a baby naturally.
Look, we never said it was like a good, explanation. We're just saying, like, it has... Oh, wait, there's the thing. There it is. I know where I need to go now.
Okay, where's the guilty gear? Don't worry about it. Power of hope is energy-based. The power of hope is power of hope based.
Hey, hope is a different form of energy. Where are we going? Also, what did I move there?
Again, you under normal circumstances, you would say magical blasts are the same thing as energy. For power scaling, you would, unless there's a distinction that gets brought up. What I mean by that is like, so for example, in Dragon Ball, Magic
is considered something different, yeah.
Magic is considered different, and it does bypass conventional durabilities within the Dragon Ball universe. So at that point, you would say Magic has like a different effect. Whereas, if that wasn't the case, you wouldn't treat it differently. Didn't Krillin wish for Android 18 to be human again? I think he just wished for her to not have the bomb. She's still an android canonically.
Yeah, he actually tried to wish for her to be human again, and the dragon was like, no. And he's like, well, can I remove the bombs from their chests at least? He's like, this is possible.
I don't understand. How is turning a teenage girl back into a teenage girl like an issue? But
I told you, like, what Dr. Gero did to them apparently made them like so not human that the fucking wish-granting dragon can't transform them back.
So wait, is DT magic? Demonic energy is referred to as magical energy and demonic energy consistently. So it's really either or. Again, you don't make a distinction unless the verse demands a distinction.
It's worth noting that like magic generally is a term that's used to describe most like supernatural phenomena that doesn't follow conventional laws of science. But keep in mind, like, certain verses can define how magic is used, and in DMC's case, magical energy is very...
Dante turns demonic
very
energy
weird.
into magic, stated, by the way. Yeah, so Dante's demonic energy-infused attacks are stated to be magically infused a lot of the time, but the novel basically uses demonic energy and magical energy interchangeably. So... And
it also refers to his power as dark power, or devil power, as well, so it...
Listen,
take it as you will.
There's look, it's either called he uses both. Look, it's either magical blast or it's energy blast. Take your fucking pick. Unless there's an actual reason to care, you don't care about it. So Sonic is using magic to go fast. Is he? I thought Sonic was naturally fast, give or take certain keys. Athena made a concept of weapons using her magic, so Power of Hope is magic based. Is the Power of Hope even a
You guys are really trying to get that answer, aren't you?
Listen, the Power of Hope is not magic, bro. It's hope.
Yeah, he'll explain it in the video. Well, won't you, Zim? You'll explain exactly what it is.
Of course.
For the rest of the class.
Right after I explain what crime those two guys in DMC2 committed.
Maybe after we're done, like, you know, scaling all the hack and slash verses, we should do like a top 5 questions that with all my research I still couldn't answer.
Nonsense.
And we'll put them at the top.
I already know what it is. I have one law to work with and they broke it.
You know what? I'm just gonna go back to the main campaign for now because I cannot figure out how to do this puzzle.
Apparently DMC threat giving DMC information manipulation type 2 and non-existent physiology type 2. I disagree with non-existent physiology type 2. There's no reason for them to have that. And
every other type of non-existent physiology.
Now, hang on a minute. Those Soul Eaters are asking for it.
No, so, like, one I think is fine. I think it was 3 or 4. One of them is fine. Like, there's several different types of non-existent physiologies in DMC. Like, I'm fine with that.
DMC.
But they're just like, we're gonna give all of them to Void Mundus, and I'm like, you guys literally will jack off to him like 24 hours a day, but then you have a demon over here in the next chronological game that has a statement for all the powers and abilities in the fucking verse, and you shit your pants at the thought of having to provide a credible argument for him when you have a blatant statement.
Actually,
and way better lore.
Yeah, that's right.
Just because you won't play DMC2.
Void Mundus does fall under non-existent physiology, but he's like the only thing I think that falls. Well, you know, apparently besides fucking Argosax over there. Hey.
Besides any demon that doesn't have a name and like the Fallen Priest.
No, the nobodies exist. They don't not exist. They're there.
So having a name by definition would mean that you don't exist in the conventional sense.
So the problem is that their name technically is nobody. Like this is the problem. It's like I understand they don't have a name. Like,
no, not really.
Mangler, they fucking exist. They're right there. They don't.
It doesn't matter if they're right there.
They're
the
right there,
the concept
Mangler.
of their existence.
I see them playing on the
non-existent beings can
I
still be
see
seen and witnessed.
the mask, Mangler!
When I see the nobodies in KH, they are right there, but they're also not.
Mangler, the nobodies in KH are just a bunch of losers!
Yeah, I know, they're exactly the same thing.
Mangler, they're all just Sora. Kingdom Hearts 6 is going to reveal that Sora died an infinite number of times, and that's all the nobodies you've been killing throughout the game. Have fun.
Don't you mean 4?
No, I mean 6.
That wouldn't even be correct, because there are more than 6 Kingdom Hearts games.
I mean 6 main games, Mangler. Okay.
Trying to think if that's... maybe? Well, technically, DDD and Recoded are main. Not DDD. What? Well, no, Recoded's not main. Rechain and DDD are. BBS isn't. Actually, 35-8 over 2 days is technically main.
Hey, check your room. I heard something falling earlier. I think something fell in your room. What do you mean? Well, I heard a box fall earlier.
This guy is literally sitting here in the corner while all of his friends are just dying. Again, I suppose, but, you know, they're still dying.
Take that back, Zimmer. I'll rip your balls in my mouth, I swear. Newhan, what the fuck? What did I say? Yeah, we did. And we had some wings from Wingstop to try them out.
This game also fixes another massive flaw that Darksiders games or Dark Souls games have. Multiplayer just removes it from the game because Miyazaki clearly proved that he is incapable of handling one. Whether it be PvP or co-op. The things about nobody's from cage don't break fingers on such on my children on such things. Oh, alleged nobody's names was literally nobody's just for the gag. Well, nobody ever named the nobodies. Like they canonically are not addressed as nobodies in the actual series. We just call them nobodies because they have to have a description as an enemy for the player, but they don't actually have a name in the official lore. Mango, don't ignore me. I'm not ignoring you, Effetti. I'm answering them one by one. You just happen to be down at the bottom. Look, there's an order. I'm going from top to bottom. If you're at the bottom, I have to get to you last. I mean, technically you were up above earlier, but like you're kind of trying to reiterate it now. So I think it'd be fair to just. Oh, what is this guy do? Is he actually asleep in the corner over there? Oh, what a fool! What a loser! I'm sorry to interrupt your praying session, boys, but I have to kill you. Again. Look, demons without a name could definitely exist on some port of in non-existent physiology, a causality type 5. Uh, I don't know too much about a causality type 5, but as far as non-existent physiology, they should have
Listen.
type 1
Listen, the
non-existence
nobodies are all Sora.
material.
They're a bunch of little new hint. I love you, but they're a bunch of little losers. They can't even.
He saw the
Oh, good.
he saw the dusks and was like, "Why do they move like this? They must be a bunch of losers."
They can't even kill Sora when he's about to die with a giant army of them. They're clearly not that good.
Careful, or you'll send Bob running, because apparently he thinks they were about to kill him at the beginning of Cage 2.
Man,
even though he was...
I saw the giant nobody storm, and it didn't kill him. They're trash. They're garbage.
What? No, that's the Heartless. I'm referring to the nobodies.
What's the difference? Don't actually answer that question.
There's not actually that much of a difference. I mean, for story, yeah, but for lore, no.
Listen. The nobodies are there. They exist. They're not called nothings. Actually, hang on a minute. If a demon's name is their concept, if we get a demon that's just called nothing, do we just assume they don't exist? Because they're technically nothing, even though they have a name?
We would just call them non-existent. Yep.
Your mom is non-existent? They are cooler, dude, and have the greatest OSTs in the franchise. Having trash taste is your problem, Mr. I Want to Sisters to Bang. I don't care if they are blood related. Aw, damn. Kneel him, please don't say shit. I don't want them to ask you questions. Please. Also, don't act like you don't enjoy trying that shit. Fuck out of here. Don't throw me under this bus alone. Good thing Ozra's not here and shit like that. Zim, where's Adachi? You guys already got your P4 played through. What more do you want? I don't think I'll mod P5 when I'm playing through it. I don't. We'll see what happens, but I don't think I'll mod it.
Oh. There we go. Oh yeah, the in all the descriptions or I guess confrontations that you have with the Chosen throughout the game, Fury and the Watcher will basically comment on the essence of what the Chosen is supposed to be, and it reveals that essentially the Chosen are from... I don't know if it's confirmed that they're from the Abyss, but it confirms that they are emptiness. They essentially are nothing. They're basically drawn to be akin to the existence of an invisible star, where they essentially have life, but they don't. They're there, but they aren't. I just want someone just growl. Okay, I guess that was nothing. Oh, puzzle time.
Did Kyle accept Uni plus Adachi? He better. Me and Kyle actually got into a little argument last night after the stream regarding a power scaling ability for other side. I had to pull him in his place. No, I just ended up compromising on his suggestion because there's an ability in Other Side that lets a character instantly attack a person after they're moving after they're done moving within melee range. And I said, okay, that's instantaneous reaction. And Kyle's like, no, it's just auto countering. What the fuck's the difference?
I don't think you can qualify something as an auto counter.
Well, so the way it works is that any move that finishes within sword distance, she will strike.
That just sounds like instinctive reaction.
That's what I said! That's what I said!
No. You said like... What did you say?
No, Kyle!
Instantaneous...
well, I mean, instantaneous reaction, yeah.
No, instinctive reaction. There's a bit of a difference. Like,
no, there isn't.
You're saying something that's just like, oh, it happens immediately, whereas instantaneous reaction happens without thought. It happens like that because it should, not because it can.
Zim, could you deliver this L to Kyle? Let me see. Here, let me see if I can deliver this L to Kyle. Alright, the L has been delivered. VSP has Sora pretty high. Yes, okay. So, for the last couple of streams, I don't know if it was UJ Warrior or somebody else. Oh, hang on, actually, before we do that. Could Lucifer from Netflix show beat Satan from the Supernatural series? I'm gonna say it depends on what version of Lucifer from the show you're using.
Oh, he died. Yes, I knocked him off the bridge.
What?
Aha.
Alright, guys, never mind. I can't fucking talk about that shit right now until I'm, like, in my room completely. I'm still using the restroom back and forth.
Bad Zin.
I don't even want to say anything about it. Anyways, I guess going back to Sora for now. Fucking last couple of streams, guys been asking about KH a lot when Mangler's not here, and I'm like,
amazing.
It's like, can you just wait till Mangler's here? He's the one who plays KH. Is that your father?
I've literally played the KH games since like since KH2 released in 2005. I played them so many times. I have like a near photographic memory of them.
Yeah,
not from like a power scaling sense, but at least
because like
enough
the
to talk about
standard
the story more.
situation is like whether or not you believe in Uni Kingdom Hearts or not.
Well, it's not really that, because you can believe in Uni Kingdom Hearts or even Tier 2 Kingdom Hearts. You just have to accept that the worlds are just not universes. Like that's the main thing. Like you can believe
based off scaling higher than Kingdom Hearts.
Well, so the issue is that Bob and various people on VSB genuinely believe every single world is a universe when that's never established. They argue that because Stitch's world is a universe, therefore many of the other worlds should be extrapolated to be a universe. In fact, there's no evidence of that. That statement isn't even made in the game or in the official guide. It's made in a Japanese exclusive Ultimecia, and not even the first one. It's like the second one that comes out that was never officially translated. None of that information is ever found in the game. And then he extrapolated that to every other world when there's a direct statement that worlds in Kingdom Hearts are planets in a sea of stars. And he's like, well, they still have space inside of them. Like, prove each one is a universe. Like, oh god. And then he argues, well, they have flows of time because of DDD. It's like, that's referring to time dilation. That is so, like, you have so many, like, misconceptions. I mean, it's technically not just his fault. Like, Seth had the same problem or started the same issue initially. But it's not a Mangler stream because there's no Mangler rant. This is true. In-universe scaling, can we scale the size of the worlds in Dreams? Are you referring to the Dream World? Or the Dream Realm? Or, I guess, not the Dream Realm, the Realm of Sleep? Because, keep in mind, the things in the Realm of Sleep are just things that were in the Realm of Twilight, or the Realm between. Or the Realm of Twilight, or the Realm of Light, that just were, like, taken by the darkness, and were just, once they were freed from the Realm of Darkness, they were just never awoken from their slumber. The actual size of the world and its physical matter hasn't been altered. It just exists in a different realm. Did I kill all of the archers in this room? Because these archers are rather annoying. We'll say, while I do like Fury's ground game, I will say her air game is lacking more than a little bit, because she does not have the uppercuts and like the aerial transitions that she really needs to succeed, I would say, in like an extensive aerial combat scenario. Someone shooting arrows at me? They are. Okay, we're gonna go up there and introduce them to Scorn. Assuming we can actually find a door or something that functions as a door. Oh. This looks like it leads somewhere. Jack can still hear me, right?
Yeah. Chat should be able to hear you just fine.
Okay.
When I mute my mic,
Just
it's
making sure.
muting yours or muting mine.
No, that's fine. I was just making sure. A sound test. Okay. Got save points. Okay, so Wolverine does give you save points. That's good. I figured he did. He did.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that Hasai showed up to this stream, but he missed the stream where I had to discuss Goku versus Adachi.
Mangler plays Persona Win. I might play Persona 5, maybe, because I've been told it's like the friendliest to newcomers in the series, and I don't know any. Well, actually, I did play Persona 4 Arena that one time, but I think I just button mashed.
So you just played a fighting game for the first time then?
Well, I think it was actually like the 4th or 5th fighting game that I ever played it. So dreams are dormant realities. Technology worshippers. Dreams are dormant realities. What in the world are you talking about? Like, you could argue dreams in KH have, like, to an extent, have, like, their own, like, spaces, but we don't know if they have their own flows of time, necessarily. I mean, the best I could probably... Oh, wait. Was that open? Oh, sweet. Oh yeah, Fury, for some reason, she gets access to a sword as an equipable, item in a dungeon that she can use. It's kind of hilarious. Like you can use it in combat, and it has an actual moveset, but it's literally it has a full moveset, but it's intended to be an item that you use to get through the dungeon to like an item of key interest. Like that.
All good work. Have you heard about this?
Also, better Blade of Olympus moveset. There, I said it.
Why do you keep doing this? This
Because
is why I can't take you out anywhere.
Because every time I play the Blade of Olympus, I have very high expectations, and then I remember the actual like move list is not good, and I get really mad.
So, 3 swords total.
So it seems.
It's always 3, isn't it?
Pardon?
3 keys, 3 stones, 3 swords. Rather predictable, don't you think?
Have you...
Fury over here, breaking the 4th wall.
I judge when the creator takes shortcuts.
The Blade in God of War 2 is way better. It got gutted in God of War 3.
I would say it's only better in that it's an actual weapon in 2, but like its hitboxes still don't work as they should, and they're very obtrusive. You'd say like they go at angles in and over Kratos' shoulders that should just be straightforward. I don't know why. Maybe they wanted to give a sense of uniqueness to the Blade of Olympus, but it makes the weapon like less accessible. It's not even hard to use or anything. Well, I guess it is if you consider like where the attacks are landing. Remind myself. Oh, okay. Blade of God of War, Blade of God of War 2 is still way better. I mean, I guess. Gary versus Trish, stats equalized. Trish still wins. demon physiology is a pain to deal with. I think the only thing that you could give, actually, I don't even know if this is entirely like fair to use, but like I guess the only thing that you could give to, well, okay, so it's fair to use for Fury, maybe not so fair to use for Trish. Is that the only thing that you could give Fury is that she has more experience, and she's technically been alive longer. But like, I don't even know if that's entirely relevant because, well, demons literally have souls that contain the mind, memory, and information of everything about the being and all of their ancestors. And Trish's soul not only would contain the information about Mundus, we've literally seen that when she's knocked unconscious, she gets to see all of Mundus's memories. So it's like, if you fought her long enough and you pressed her hard enough, she could honestly just start chucking out some tactics or things that Mundus would have done back in his heyday. That wouldn't even be like out of character. Because it'd also be something that Trish would know. Which at that point, like, her experience would either equal, if not exceed, Fury's. And like that's assuming experience even mattered when it came to the actual, like, arsenal discrepancy. And like physiological discrepancy. Which it doesn't. Also, self-actualization is kind of annoying. Who is shooting arrows at me? Oh, that thing is moving painfully slow. I mean, Chaos Eater is more badass than the Blade of Olympus, design-wise. Chaos Eater of War. Oh! I was like, what weapon in God of War is called Chaos Eater? Yeah, Chaos Eater, to me, is just is like the Blade of Olympus, if the Blade of Olympus was given an actual moveset. That's why that was one of the reasons I got addicted to War initially, was I wanted, like, a more traditional, like, style of, like, swordsmanship being used in, like, a hack and slash game. But I always felt like he was fulfilling something that was missing, and I couldn't quite put it on what it was. And then when people compared the Blade of Olympus to it, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of similar to the Blade of Olympus. What about Fury versus Bayonetta with a left eye equal stats? Oh, that's tricky, because I do believe with conceptual manipulation, she could kill Fury. However, Fury, I don't know if she'd be able to touch Fury with Fury's instinctive reaction. And Fury would only have to hit her once with the Edge of Scorn to achieve a win con. Because the Edge of Scorn has a direct statement that it cuts through space and time in all planes of existence, hitting enemies on all planes of existence, which is way higher than the resistance of durability negation that she actually shows in her her respective game, which is all she can resist is an attack that's supposed to be able to cut anything in Paradiso into, which that's not even remotely close to being able to cut through something that slices space and time and everything on all planes of existence in a verse where you can cut through beings that are both existent and non-existent, and things that exist outside of life and death as a whole. Like, it's not even a close. So assuming it kind of comes down to whether or not you think that Fury could hit Bayonetta, because that is also an extremely difficult feat to do. Because Bayonetta is the what we call the instinctive reaction character that doesn't have instinctive reaction. Because her entire playstyle is just, I'm gonna keep dodging forever and ever and ever, and you're never gonna hit me. And I have like 5 different get out of jail free cards. Oh wait, hang on. I gotta deal with him. Note to self, if you ever see the snipers in Darksiders 3, kill them immediately. They are a pain and a nuisance. Oh. I probably should have killed him with the other attack. Oh well. Luminous Viage. Great. Oh, getting out of there. Are you guys college level intellectuals? Well, we are in college and we're both close to finishing our degrees. So, at least ideally. I mean, I consider myself an intellectual. I don't know what's it. Can't speak for him. And we are in college, so I guess if you want to combine those two statements, we technically would be college-level intellectuals. Allegedly. Oh, by the way, Mangler, Persona 5 Royal is a great way to start a Persona. See, that's what people have told me. I don't know if I'm too interested in starting Persona, but like I've been told that is the game that you want to start on if you were to start Persona. Oh wait, I should probably return this. I really like the sword moveset here, but it's like I don't really need to keep this. I kind of find that funny that War gets like a similar thing in his game where he gets like key item swords that can be carried around from the various statues to complete puzzles. But he doesn't actually get a moveset off of the sword that's different, whereas I guess there's like sort of a uniqueness from Fury, like a unique trade-off of Fury getting it, because she doesn't get the whip, but she still gets to use her secondary weapons, which means she now has like technically more options. Plus the weapons have like different hitboxes, different frame data. They still have the same base combos ideally, but then some of them can also do damages on like certain weapons. Because like Fury, while she's lacking launcher options on some of her weapons, like she's lacking aerial options, she more than makes up for it when it comes to like different mechanics. Like for example, her lightning weapon can hit like multiple enemies consistently at the same time. Her force weapon can actually break guards and do damage behind guards, and her stasis weapon can just slow down time around the enemies. So she gets like very status conditions and other mechanics based out off of her weapons. Whoa. That enemy is not treating me right. Okay. But he had like no health left. His design in the comics was better in my opinion. They should have modeled in the game similar to the comics. I don't remember how they modeled her in the game. Or in the comics. What am I talking about? I do remember that some of the art books, I think for Darksiders 2 and 3, Darksiders 1 and 2 actually had the designs for Fury and what's it called? Fury and Strife years before we even saw them, which I'm kind of sad that I didn't actually get them back in the day. But like they actually had the designs for those characters many years before they appeared in their own games. So if you ever were curious about checking out what they had to offer, they apparently had them in publication. Bacon ensues, Bayonetta magnet properly, so there's no issue with Fury will not touch Bayo. Well, so like the thing is that Bayo can like purgatory hop, and she canonically jumps into purgatory at all times. So like there's not. I would find it difficult for Fury to find her way to like Bayo. Though granted, with Fury's access to like things like Force and like her instinctive reaction, she would probably be able to dodge Bayonetta, and she'd be able to figure out that Bayonetta is in some other dimension. Because not only would she be able to detect various forms of energy making contact with her via the Force Hollow, her instinctive reaction would allow her to dodge most of Bayonetta's attacks until she realizes like I need to pull out the Edge of Scorn. So it all depends on like if you think she can like hit Bayo before Bayo secures like a win con with one of her weapons. This is assuming like equal stats, of course, because if we're going by like actual stats wise, I'm fairly certain the Horsemen in general would stat stomp Bayo into the fucking floor. That's right. Oh, that's right. This weird puzzle. Okay. I think I know what I need to do here. Persona 5 Royal is the accumulation of good and bad things being fixed from older Personas. Game is unique and way better compared to the rest. That's what people have told me, is that it's just better. Like, I don't know exactly like what makes it better, but if that's true, then it should be a very interesting experience. Wait, no, I didn't mean to do that. You guys must be my worst nightmare in multiplayer games, being the endless new matches over and over again. I mean, I don't know about that. It depends on the multiplayer game. Because I'm okay at some fighting games. I'm very good at shooters, but it depends on the shooter. Wait a sec. Huh. Okay, so that didn't work. Let me go back up here and try this again. I think I have to set the ceiling webbing on fire. Okay, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Now this is still going to be so great for footage, even though it's technically a little bit behind on your guys' end. Unfortunate. Only hit the like button. Nice. Only problem Persona 5 has is sometimes being easy. All difficulty modes are already unlocked in the first one, so it shouldn't be too problem. Really bad matchup for Dante. No 9D scaling and 9D scaling. A lot of characters. Oh wait, bad matchup for Dante? Like, as in Dante's in disadvantage, no 9D scaling? That depends. There's very few characters I can think of. I'm just seriously considering his... Oh, hang on a sec. Should be something over here. There we go. Very few characters I can think of that can put Dante in disadvantage without the 9D scaling versus with, because if we're just saying like the 9D scaling, then technically like Dante's losing even some of their abilities. Because the 9D scaling is hardly the problem, I would say, with fighting Dante. In fact, Dante's AP and speed are never really the issue. It's more so like you just can't kill him. And if you can't kill him, then he will eventually kill you, and it won't take him like days or anything to do it either. As they say in the New Vegas, it'll be quick. Nemesis versus Jason. I don't see any. Do you mind? Do you mind a game having minutes or quite long dialogue moments? I don't mind that. I think it is appropriate within the context of certain games, especially games that are intended to be designed around dialogue. This game, for example, is mainly focused on action, exploration, whatnot. It's very much an action adventure, but like base hack and slash combat. But it is an action adventure, for sure, with a couple sprinkled RPG elements. But I would say that it definitely has long dialogue. It doesn't take away from it because the game does focus quite a bit on its lore as well as its characters, and I think it rewards fans that have been there for quite some time, that have been playing the games and enjoying them. So I think it's a worthwhile investment. But it can depend on the game because some games have a very, very, very heavy focus on combat or really hyped up sequences as part of the game, and then they might be bogged down by a bunch of dialogue that drags it down the brain. Or maybe they're amplified. It really depends on the context of that situation. What was happening? What are you doing, Siri? Get up out of the hole. Fool.
Mistress. Easy. Do you hear it?
This is not what we seek. Let us carry on.
Wait. The Maker.
You owe him nothing.
I know. I want him to owe me. Easy, child. Easy. I can lead you to others like you. Humans. Won't that be nice?
Oh boy, these guys. They are very annoying. We here at Zim's channel do not advocate child violence. We do, however, find it hilarious. And will continue to stream it to you at 720p quality. Where is the... Oh, it's over there. Off we go. Great, they have explosives.
These are definitely not children.
Alright, I have returned. And how have things been going for you, gentlemen?
It's going fairly well. Just killing enemies relentlessly.
Nemesis versus Jason. Easy Nemesis win, not even close. Yeah, so once I finish powers and abilities for the other side fucking script, or at least the power... I'm not going to call this a script, I'm going to call this the power scaling information. I should be ready to send it over to you guys once I've summarized what all the evidence gives, and then you guys can tell me where I'm wrong. Which is nowhere.
I think most of the time it'll probably be fine. It's just really it's just a terminology thing. Like, a lot of times I just think it's a little bit more accurate to use a word certain ways, but like, you usually have like the right idea in mind. It's not usually the case that you're completely off the mark. Though it does happen sometimes.
Prepare to
die!
die!
Sometimes you get like, those really weird fucking descriptions where you're like, I don't know how to quantify this. What the hell?
I had to sit down to Kyle, because Kyle's been telling me, like, Zim, haven't you been working on that script for like a month or two? Why is this taking you so long? You remember what I told you about the souls? You know how like those fucking, like, how that whole situation works, how that world works? I explained how the world works to him, and he's like, those are like 3 oxymoronic statements. And I'm like, yeah, now remind me again about telling me how long I've been working on this script. I love time manipulation in a world frozen in time that... Wait, how'd you die there?
I don't know. Like, I could have sworn I was down to 20% of my health, and the rest of it just dipped.
I think they hit you with the second, like, range attack. Also...
They have a... I was gonna say, we're in an area where the floor is booby trapped with those wire traps, so maybe that's what caught me.
Oh, there's a new Silent Hill game on the way. Fantastic! I can't wait to see Pyramid Head butchered again as a character.
You act like that just isn't his main job in Silent Hill. Isn't he just show up just to lose? He's literally Silent Hill's Wharf effect.
No.
Tell me I'm wrong, Zin.
His new name is Triangle Head.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I hate you.
Am I wrong, even though I haven't played any of the Silent Hill games?
Shut it, you! No, but, no, it's because, like, the problem is that fucking, his new name is Dildo Head 2.1. Fuck, any girl who uses that, any girl who would use an object similar to that as her object of self-pleasure is a fucking monster. I remember in high school, we would be talking about just random shit, and I've done where someone's like, if everything's the dildos, you're brave enough, does that mean cactuses are fair game?
Someone actually had to think about that. just ponder that. They actually had to sit there and wonder that for like more than like 5 seconds.
I want to believe, as horrifying as this sounds, there is a girl out there in some point in human history looked at a small cactus and was like, I wonder if I should insert that in my vagina. And then they did.
I don't think that ever happened.
Zim,
but it is entirely possible one of them made residence inside someone's.
Zim sometimes gets emotional and logic's thrown out the window when discussing valid 2B criticism. Can I just say, despite 2B technically being the main mascot character of the channel until technically I replaced her with a technical OC, for legal reasons, OC. I didn't even make that big of a deal about Nier Automata, all joking aside for a minute. It was Newhin made the thumbnail looked great, and then 2B just started showing up in every picture Newhin drew for the channel for a while, and then afterwards it just became that 2B's always there.
Like, for someone who plays like surprisingly little of Nier Automata, you seem to have a very strong Nier Automata presence in your profiles.
I did not even, I don't even like fucking look at Nier Automata hentai anywhere near as much as like fucking like you would think I would based off her being like in every single picture. Mangler, Persona 5.
I mean, you could have just led with, I don't even play her games that much, and I would have been like, that's understandable.
No, I have to give the full explanation. I was watching one guy, he's all like, alright, let's see how many Overwatch characters I can name based off their picture alone. And so he starts naming the girls, but every time a guy shows up, he doesn't know their name. But he's naming all the Overwatch girls perfectly, and he's never played Overwatch. And halfway through, there's a string of guys, and he's like, "Listen, I've never masturbated to these people. Please just get to the women again."
Oh my god.
Lol Zanny, right? I think that's what it was. I'm not subscribed to them, so I don't know. I just saw that because Overwatch 2 has been a massive fucking meme. Like, is that guy okay? Meat Canyon's a weird guy. I think he just likes making fucked up shit for fucked up shit's sake.
What's going on with Overwatch 2? Like, what's all the news about that? I actually was thinking of playing like Overwatch for the first time, but I don't.
It is free to play. Overwatch 2 is free to play. You can download it for free, I think.
No, I mean, like, I've been hearing that the game's kind of like a meme, but I don't know
so
like what the meme is.
When the game came out, you couldn't play the game. Like, because you would be stuck in a loading queue for hours, and then you would get into the game, and you had a high chance of getting kicked out of the server and being put back into the loading queue.
Oh, that doesn't sound like that was...
Also, you need a phone number to play the game, because they want to, like, lock your account to your phone number. To prevent... Yeah, that's to prevent bots, but, like, it's stupid, but that's their reason. Although, if you have a Blizzard account already, you don't have to do that. You can just use your Blizzard account. Okay, hang on.
Well, I guess I'll just be making a Blizzard account if I ever play Overwatch 2.
Mangler, Persona 5 is heavy on story, so long dialogues, if you're fine with that. And the game being JRPG, I'd recommend you trying it. Mangler, it's on Game Pass. Just fucking try it with your free Game Pass membership you get from Doritos.
I mean... Sure, it was from Doritos, sure.
Well, no, it's because, like, if you actually buy a Doritos bag right now, they'll give you a free 1-month Game Pass membership.
Oh, seriously? I'll probably go. Well, sure. I'll probably...
The Ackman did a recent video about it, and basically Overwatch, but with the DLC pack. Don't know why they put a 2 on it. Also, yeah, a streamer got ultra mad because it was kicked out of a match into a load screen.
Oh, shit. I should not have landed on that tripwire.
Wait, Newhin, are you able to talk more because of your headset? Or, like, quote-unquote, like, talk? Like, are you able to comment more? I've noticed a slight increase in the comments from you.
It's becoming bolder.
It's usually 0. It's become a lot more than 0 this stream.
Alright. Got it done with this tripwire bullshit.
Overwatch 2 is now Overwatch 2 at the moment. Yeah, because they don't even have the PvE content they were advertising. Oh, that's a cool ability. Or at least a cool, like, attack.
That is her Havoc form.
Yeah, no, because I don't know if you know this, but Overwatch 2 was kind of promising a PvE mode that's not coming till next year.
Doesn't Overwatch already have, like, a story mode thing or something like that? Or is that not a thing?
Overwatch 2 is supposed to have one. You know.
I was going to say, wouldn't they give it, like, a lot more replayability if it had, like, a non-PvP mode?
Next year we'll get it. I mean, I can talk about, you know, that.
I guess I know when I'll be playing it.
No, Newhan, I'm asking, can you, like, hear us now more directly? Because usually, even when you're on the streams, you don't really ever talk. It's fine, I was just curious if that's because of your new headset situation. Yeah, it's on Game Pass, you should try it if you're interested, and don't need to play other Personas. P5 all the Personas are their own focused story!
I was going to say, aren't they all in, like, different universes anyway?
No, they're in the same universe. All the Persona games take place in the same world.
Oh. I just thought they were in different universes and a part of the same multiverse.
No. Persona 3 and Persona 4 exist in the same place, and Persona 5 exists in the same world as Persona 4. Maybe Persona 1 and 2 are separate universes from Persona 3, 4, and 5, but yes, I do. Even though I don't look at the stream all the time, I make sure to put you guys on the sidebar so I can at least give you viewership numbers while I work. See, that's why I love you. Each game plays on different periods of time. They did. So they're like a year apart. Like, Persona 3 is a year from Persona 4. Persona 4's... Actually, I don't even think it's a year before Persona 5, is it? It's like fucking a few months. Because in Persona 4, you get an Easter egg regarding Adachi, and they're interviewing him. Persona 3 is 3 to 4 years before P4. How is it 3 to 4 years before P4 if some of the student council members are still there? And I don't think they're freshmen. That doesn't sound right. Oh, well, no. Junpei's already a professional baseball player, right? And I think the other guy's also a professional boxer, too, during the events of Persona 4 Arena.
Oh, here we go.
The humans got right, but they didn't know art.
What?
Frankly, I think it's one of the reasons that the angels were so jealous of them. Have you ever seen one of those birds paint?
You're talking about art. Now. Here.
It's a museum. Well, certainly, we have our mission. I'm just saying.
Some people have no appreciation
Oh, look, it's the Joker.
for minor things in life.
This is Mark Hamill again?
No, I'm just...
Oh.
That's not what I was referring to.
All of us men. Unfortunately, you forgot to pay the entrance.
I was gonna say, Mark Hamill has fallen on hard times. But, no, this is not Mark Hamill.
Oh, I thought it was Mark Hamill. Also, new Phantom Observer is extra thick. During Persona 4, Junpei's a baseball coach, Yukari's a live-action actor, and Yukari on 2 years will finish school, so yes. Huh?
Sorry, Greed, I just got or Avarice. I don't know why they named him Avarice, but then they named all the other sins by their proper names.
Because I think the original name for Greed was Avarice, because Avarice and Greed mean the same thing.
I know, but, like, everybody knows him like Greed.
Imagine X probably will have PvP and PvP before Overwatch 2. Don't say it like that. I really should sit down and fucking grind up P3. I need footage to fucking make a stupid abridged series. Because here or that, or I play the game live, and playing it live is no fun. Of course, she becomes an actor. Come on. Come on. You've seen my streams. You see how hard she's willing to become an actress. How could this happen to me? Hello, Demon. I mean, if you need voice lines, you can count me in. I was just gonna have people talk in text for the most part. I feel like that'd be easier. Also, because like it's just gonna be complete and total cringe, anyways. I'm just gonna full on embrace the cringe. I'm already like 3 years away from becoming a teacher. It's fine. I can do what I want. I'm gonna be if my books don't take off, I'm gonna be a wage slave for the rest of my life, anyways. I'll just be joining Devil and Kyle. Mangler's free for now, so I'll say I won't join Mangler. With your humor, kinda, we can make it work. Oh, now Newhan's roasting my jokes and humor. No. No. Oh, I'm just getting... Damn it. First Kyle roasted my humor by saying it was Red vs. Blue level. Now Newhan's doing it. Oh, no. Is that a fridge? Why the fuck is he attacking me?
That strength shard lasts fucking forever. It's still going. I really wonder how he needs to be carrying all of that on his back.
Doesn't want to let it go, bro. He plays 4 potted greeds.
I was gonna say this is Avarice is the guy that literally plays the pot deck. This is the guy that brings the Exodia FTK thing and has like half his deck is just draw spells.
I draw pot of greed, which allows me to play 3 additional cards from my deck.
Which will be 3 copies of Upstart Goblin.
No, there's this.
Which will allow me to draw 3 additional cards into Graceful Charity, which will then allow me to draw 3 additional cards and then 2 cards. It's like, God fucking damn it. Where's Joel and Lockford when you need it?
No, there's this funny VR video where a guy's like, I play Pot of Greed, which lets me draw 3 additional cards from my deck. No it doesn't. Yes it does, that's what it does. So I play Pot of Greed, which allows me to play 3 additional cards from my deck. And then he gets the third one, so he's like, I have another Pot of Greed, which lets me play 3 cards from my deck. And so what happens is, he plays Mirror Force. But I guess they're playing anime rules or something, because he's like, I played Magic Force, and you never saw this coming, but I play Pot of Greed, which lets me draw 3 cards from my deck.
How far is this world in technology? Modern era. So all of the humans currently exist in the 21st century at the moment, but we're just referring to the humans. Angels and demons have technology that does defy the laws of the world and can exist beyond like life and death. Time and space, things like that. I would say like some of them at their highest levels of power can get into like the 40 range, but it depends. Like your standard angels and demons, I don't think get there.
This is the guy that is being assaulted before coming to the WCS with his foil deck and would rather go on a knife fight rather than give the robber his bag. Newhan.
What greed? Yeah, probably. Rappers.
This game also envy shows doing better greedy stuff.
Envy is completely consistent with what Envy does, which is to say being jealous.
She's literally just jealous of everybody, so she takes all their stuff.
Yeah, that's what jealousy is. I mean, envy technically precedes a lot of the other sins because it forces you to do other things due to your jealousy.
Lies. I activate my credit card, and with it, I can recover 8,000 life points. That's cheating. I activate my MasterCard, which gives me 10,000 additional life points.
Oh, he does recommend the Crucible to you. Volgrim is my portal to everything in the DLCs. I love how they said the Crucible's not now available, but I could literally select it earlier.
Maybe you could actually start the tournament then?
I mean, I guess. Like, the Crucible is now available, like, but I can see it right there. It's like, as I said before, the Crucible is now available. Like, but I can see, it's like you're standing next to like a flight attendant, and they have like all the locations that your plane can travel, and you can see one of the available locations there. It's not like reserved seating or anything. Like, it's there, and you can see it. And you're like, but I can see that flight there. Like, as I said, it's now available. Like, but I could have selected it any time.
You're gonna do the
like, sir, please just get on the plane.
You're gonna do this, Mangler?
Oh wait, it goes all the way. I mean, I don't know. I'll wait till I'm.
Oh, come on, Zim. You would have spanked me harder if I would have said WCS was in the UK and if the robber was a South. Oh. Newhan! Newhan, no! Newhan!
Not.
Why?
I guess he gets certain dialogue readed on him.
Here I am trying to mind my own business, and then Newhan's like, let me just bust out the immigration card.
Activate my card combo that will make the game solitaire in a few minutes, then win the game.
You mean just any modern day Yu-Gi-Oh deck?
You just described modern Yu-Gi-Oh in a nutshell. Isn't it kind of ironic about how people want to have interactable decks in Yu-Gi-Oh? It's like, oh, really? Why is that? Like, because the entire point of the game of Yu-Gi-Oh now is to prevent your opponent from playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
I will say that's kind of like I play Legends of Runeterra more often. There's more interactability, which is kind of nice, but also fuck my opponent for being able to stop anything I can do. So I just talked to the author of that one character. He said Casper doesn't hold back. Well, Pimp Demon, I'm sorry. I guess you got your feet. I'm sorry, Pimp Demon. I know it hurts when when an author reveals something about a character that they don't hold back. Speaking of holding back, hello, Kyle.
Oh, yes.
Stop with the voice acting, you bastard. I'm gonna have to listen to a whole book of that shit.
You didn't tell me to hold back when you're making me rape.
I did not! That is not in the novel! That is a fucking lie! The irony is that in Digimon TCG went to a point where every deck was a Cyber Dragon Power Bond OTK. Now things calm down, dude. I hope Zim gives it a try. Okay, Newhan, if I were to buy the Digimon starter deck you saw, would I have to buy 3 copies or just 1?
Zim, don't you dare spend your money on any more things that you know you don't need.
What do you mean? I don't spend money on things I don't need. I commission Newhan for illustrations for the channel. That's completely different. And also for the...
I don't want to hear another one of these nonsensical business expenses. Somebody has to reel you in.
What are you talking...
Oh, you sound like his tax agent.
I might as well be at this fucking point. It's out of here to bitch about this.
I did not bitch about it.
There were two birds with one stone here.
I did not bitch about it. I merely pointed out that I had to pay a substantial amount of money, which is fine. I pay business expenditures.
Were you opening your mouth in a negative way about your situation? Yes, you will.
I was not. I was pointing out how I don't have money. And then Mangler's like, why do you not have money? And I'm like, probably...
That sounds like a whinge.
Well, but that wasn't about my expenses. It was that I didn't have money. Listen,
Mangler, maybe I'm confusing the definition of a whinge, but he's whinging right now, isn't he?
Good God. My chat roasts me and my 2 co-hosts just hold me down and just go to town on me. What kind of life did I get myself into?
Oh my.
Stop it!
Oh, you got it wrong. It's oh my.
No, he's using... No, he knows the voice. It's just that he's doing it in the voice of the one character I've told him so far for like... Because Kyle's generously taking it upon himself to try and his hand at voice acting. So I'm paying him to do...
I am still waiting for you to tell me what other voices you want me to do for your fucking novel.
I know.
I'm still waiting.
I know. I'm so, like, concerned on picking Tom's voice. Because the second I do, and if it's not good, I could just feel Pimp Demon, like, killing me in my sleep. Only 2 copies you can buy. Only a couple of singles for a starter deck for separate. But for what you are worth, you are just safe for buying 2 starters, what they're worth. How many co-hosts can a person have? Apparently I can at least have 4, maybe 5, give enough time and enough leagues games with Newhan. Sleep, you think I gave you such a mercy, Zim? Oh, I meant kill, but you know. I know. Look, I just have to make sure I get Tom's voice right. I'm pretty sure I have an idea in my head, but then Kyle's gonna bring it back to me and I'm gonna be like, I have no other options. I don't know what I'm doing. It's time for me to unalive myself! Well, actually, so after I give him fucking Tom's voice, that would just be a full cast at this point. Lies. After I give Kyle Tom's voice, Dr. Romano's, I don't think I have to give him any other voices for the first chapter. He can just do any other voice he wants for those characters. And then afterwards, I have to give him Bun's voice, and apparently he's actually going to try doing a female voice, which is going to be the best fucking thing I've ever heard, no doubt in my life.
Hey, I've already shown you my impression of a woman's voice, and you told me it was too light.
It was.
How do you write a privileged character that's likable? Many people hate seeing characters that are better than them, and they automatically find it unrelatable.
Mangler, go!
Find a way to give them a bit of a struggle that puts them down to the level of other people, that allows them to be put in the shoes of, like, give the same reaction of the other characters that you would assume the audience has to them to allow them to rise down to that level. So saying, like...
I was just going to say... Why don't you just do the easy route and just copy whatever the hell Dio did?
Kyle, stop it!
Why is that your advice?
What is the easiest way / best way to kill Dante? Debt.
Yes.
Yeah, not death, debt.
Oh, yes.
My mic's probably fucking...
That's a pretty effective way to kill him.
I don't know, maybe you could lace his pizza and sundae with something.
Lace it with some.
Lace it with those
banana.
bankruptcy bills.
You know,
And,
you know what's funny? I like to think on Dante's birthday, lady would get him a cake. He goes to cut it, and just inside is just all the bills that he owes her, and it's just laminated.
That's evil.
Oh, so apparently, Balrog, when you go to NG Plus, you get new items. You get Sliver of Oblivion ores in Darksiders 3 to upgrade your armor. So they do allow you to upgrade armor. It's just only in New Game Plus, and then they upgrade all the Solar Truths in the main game to much higher capacity to account for your increased soul thing, and they give you new consumable shards as well.
Nice.
Also, Kyle, Newhin roasted my comedy earlier as well. So yeah, I guess my comedy is just Reverse Blue level. I guess I'm just trash.
What did you say?
I didn't say anything, and then Newhin's like, "With your comedy, it is paid." Just add Chen's secret slime. What does that mean?
Damn. When I say something to you, nah, I'm being an asshole. When Nguyen says something, maybe he's got a point. I see how it is.
Nah. You're both roasting my ass. That ain't fair.
Demonic artifacts.
I'll kill all of you. No, Ozra. He's saying just give your like privileged character a Dio to make their life shit, so that way people can like them.
I would also say one of the things that you could do is just have a lot of the characters, through the circumstance that makes them unrelatable, have the same reaction to them that the audience would have, and create a circumstance that would put them in the same circumstance those unlikable people wouldn't detest them for. So, AKA, you could have like, I'm trying to think of like maybe like a wealthy like person who's in a position where they're completely out of the league, or a person that doesn't like that lives in an area that's not susceptible to like a huge amount of diseases that are maybe plaguing the plot or people in the plot, and a lot of people in the plot hate them for it because they're just able to live in this like pampered lifestyle, and then maybe a circumstance ends up landing them in that area where they're susceptible to those diseases, so they then end up growing up the way that those other characters do and thus become relatable to them. And then you could have a sort of revelations of information about that character to the rest of the world around them.
What if they just can't tie their shoelaces and they trip everywhere?
Yeah, no, you follow Zim's advice and just make them stupid. It's unfortunate, but it is a necessary evil.
Yeah, unfortunately, Kyle just left, so I guess I'll have to wait before I can read that.
Angelic artifacts, demonic artifacts. What's this? Wow, that is a lot of. That's a pretty decent upgrade right there. Sir. Demonic artifacts. We'll go with demonic artifacts. Let's see if Volgrim has anything. The way a lot of these enhancement systems work is that you have to get certain demonic artifacts or angel artifacts to upgrade the capacity of your weapons to give you like demonic powers.
Lies.
And Volgrim usually has pretty decent amount.
So what was the Silent Hill announcement? Are they making a new Silent Hill, or what's going on? What is the easiest way, best way to kill Dante, kidnap Ituno, and then make him state random something that'll kill Dante easy? Then you find out that Ituno is not in charge of DMC anymore. Now you have to find someone new to do it.
Yep. Or you find out it doesn't work anyway because it's not like his statement is either inaccurate with the lore or whatever, or it's not sanctioned by Capcom or something. I would also say that if someone kidnapped Itsuda to do that, I would just take that statement was done under duress. That wouldn't be valid. What a really desperate situation, though.
We don't know, but theories are either a remake or a new game. The best way to do this is to try Dante's Leave Earth Alone. Too true. I'm back, so summarize then. Persona 3 takes place in 2009, Persona 4 takes place in 2011. Okay, that makes sense. A 2-year difference. People are betting it's a remake of 2 because it'd be the safest timeline-wise. Why can't DMC get a remake of 2?
Sad move. Buy Capcom entirely and then make the decision yourself. True.
Okay, so Mangler, if a description says it cancels an attack, what ability would you say it is? Negation?
How is it like canceling your own attacks, allowing you to perform more actions, or
it cancels it cancels an attack your opponent makes.
what does it look like in game?
An opponent tries to swing at you, their attack stops, and then you strike them.
Are they being repelled, or does it hit you and just does no damage?
No, like so. Let's say you seen JoJo's Part 5, right? Think of it the way King Crimson was about to punch Giorno.
Sure.
Wait.
Well, you could just say like,
actually, hang on.
if it hits them, does it like kind of bounce off them or something like that, or does it just go straight through them?
Okay, so I'm seeing the attack here. I guess it just goes straight through them technically. I mean, it's guaranteed. Like the attack's guaranteed to not hit them. Period.
So it's damage nullification for sure. No conventional damage works on them during the cancel.
Mangler,
because they just aren't. They can't be harmed.
Mangler, they can't be harmed by conventional damage, anyways.
Okay, so this is even more than that. You just say it's not conventional even by the standards of most of the options within the verse.
Damage nullification
means,
or guaranteed dodge. I'm just gonna one or the other.
You could just be like, it's damage nullification that technically works against most hacks.
Fuck all this layered bullshit. I remember.
I'm sorry, but I didn't make these games. I'm just explaining to you what they look like.
Is it because Tsuno hates money unless it involves Virgil? Too true. Back to Kamiya. No, thank you. Kamiya's too busy ruining Bayonetta 3.
I kind of find that funny because he's still not the director of a sequel to Bayonetta.
Please. Boycott the game. I'm sorry, did she say sell the game out?
I just found that ironic because they had put a fucking... I remember seeing the Amazon listing for that thing in 2017. I was like, oh boy, Bayonetta 3 is going to come out at the end of the year. Then it never happened. Then it's like, oh, it's going to come out at the end of 2018. And then the next year, it's going to come out at the end of 2019.
The reason it took so long to come out is they were too busy trying to find a way to dump their voice actor into a river.
I'm going to say, like, in all honesty, I think they were just trying to get rid of her. Because, like,
clearly.
Like, it just, like, from everything I've seen, it seems like Jennifer Hale is not only a more known actress, she's a lot more expensive.
She is.
It's just like...
Dan,
so it's just like, what?
I think Dan would do Virgil for 4,000 because he has a lot of fun with it. I don't think he'd actually care about how much he's getting paid. He'd just like to come back. Also, he has, Virgil only has 40 lines. Yeah, he only has 40 lines.
They would literally just have to tell him, by the way, we're giving you a Virgil game.
It's like...
It wouldn't matter. It would not matter what kind of money they would offer Dan. He'd be like, when and where.
Dude,
I'll do it at 5 a.m.
If you told him he got to mocap that shit, he would literally come in with his own coat and sword.
He would come in with that. He would be like, I will buy the textures for the uniforms, even though the studio would already pay for them normally. I would live in the basement, ready to go for the next sets. I'll be here 3 hours prior to roll call. I'm just saying, like, it's a bit of a different circumstance when you have a person that not only enjoys the role and has been doing it for like over a decade. They do the VA and they do the mocap for it.
So Dan is chattier. Again, so the issue is I don't know what else Bayonetta's voice actor actually does. Like in regards to voice acting, I don't know who else she voices or anything.
She doesn't do mocap.
I know a few voice actors, and when it comes to her, I don't know anything else she's done besides from Bayonetta.
Yeah, so
Maybe she's done some like stage work, but other than that, I couldn't tell you if she's done any other voice
She's
roles.
done a lot of stage work, but as far as video games are concerned, I think she's mainly done Bayonetta. I think like what else? But like, I think the problem we have here is more so that like not only has she mainly done Bayonetta, she is, for all intents and purposes, the voice of Bayonetta. So
Jason
for her to be like,
Voorhees
yeah,
versus Michael Myers on Death Battle, is that what you're asking for, or is that actually happening?
Oh, I've heard that's actually the next fight.
Easy Jason win? Jason easy, GG easy?
I'm more concerned. Like, how did that not happen at this point? Like, Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers is super popular in Halloween matchups. It's the Halloween matchup.
I'm just gonna say this now. Like, if in any capacity you think Michael's gonna win this, you're sucking the biggest copium I've ever seen.
Okay, Kyle. Right now, how many fingers does Jason need to win this matchup?
Fingers?
Hey, wait. Hey, hang on. Gotta give Michael his due. He's about to fight the guy that was technically almost able to kill Sam Winchester. Because technically Sam Winchester's voice actor does play in Friday the 13th.
Wow.
I think I put this the best when I was talking to Zim yesterday on stream. You've basically got an actual undead, unkillable monster that has only ever been put down like post-resurrection due to supernatural forces versus basically the world's strongest fucking mute.
When does Sam fight Jason? I was making a joke because Jared Paladaski, whatever his name is, the actor that plays Sam Winchester, he stars in Friday the 13th. He's also in House of Wax, actually, though he dies in House of Wax. His character doesn't die in Friday the 13th, but Jason does get close to killing him multiple times. That's why I said like a joke.
Jokes aren't allowed here, Mangler.
I don't think Capcom would ever replace Dan as Virgil. They would probably just retire the role. Because like Insuno, at least according to his words, whenever he's had to do interviews, when he's tried to audition for Dante in later games, when Virgil's role isn't there, they've just flat out told him, "No, you're Virgil." Like the producers just identify him specifically as Virgil.
No, I like to think.
So it's not that he can't be allowed to be anyone else. No one else can be allowed to be Virgil but him.
I like to think that he goes into Capcom Studios and they don't call him Dan. They just say Virgil.
What's funny is if Dan said he was on their payroll shit.
But they just refer to Dan as Virgil.
Dude, if Dan said he was underpaid, the DMC community would rise up and give him $100 each.
They'd be like, "I'm starting a new Patreon over here.
Just for Dan."
Dude would be a millionaire in like, well, he probably is, but he would be a millionaire in a matter of like weeks.
I'm pretty sure Composite Michael would still lose to Composite Jason. Okay, but the problem...
I was going to say, doesn't Jason have like episodes in space?
What the fuck is Composite Michael? What are you talking about? The Halloween novels that don't give him anything.
Wait. Do we Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, you would. And that's the only way he would win. Because he goes to a place that's timeless.
Yeah, but I wouldn't give them inaccessible speed off that because the world, the areas they're put into are specifically recreations of the world they were in.
It's also stated in the mobile
game
trailer for the game that the entity takes them to a timeless place.
Oh, is it?
It would be so much easier if you just didn't conventionally accept that as a standard. But, you know, whatever.
I'm sorry, Mangler. I believe in math.
No.
Yes.
Because you would be able to falsify that then.
No. If the speed formula don't work, the speed formula don't work.
That is not
Also, to be fair,
No.
Dead by Daylight, everyone's affected by the entity, so I guess them being inaccessible speed technically isn't super much of a stretch because they're affected by a multi-dimensional being that can grab anyone from anywhere. So, suck a nut.
Oh, I don't have my ranged
Yeah,
weapon.
apparently I was told that the official reason why Jason isn't in Dead by Daylight,
Yeah, his
like
mom won't let
in
him.
canon reason, is because so apparently Jason's mother is just way more powerful than the entity.
Not necessarily. Some of them don't like because Pinhead, for example, isn't there against his will. His box just randomly showed up one day. The entity didn't bring him in. The box just showed up. It's just I don't think the entity likes fighting for control. I don't think he likes directly fighting people for like the position of controlling somebody. Because Pyramid Head's there, but Pyramid Head's there because Pyramid Head's a generic, like, butcher. Nemesis is there because Nemesis is a sexy beast. And Wesker's just having fun, too. Honestly, a lot of the killers in Dead by Daylight that come from the crossovers are just like, yeah, this is fine. Nemesis, I get to kill Jill over and over again forever. Sign me the hell up. Where do I sign? I gotta kill some other losers too? Not a problem. Not a problem in the slightest.
It just looks at this and is like, oh, so this is just one of those package deals.
Oh, I didn't realize I was getting benefits.
Nello's just like, oh, I'd pay $100 for Dan, the cosplay as Virgil. Dan whispers under his breath, I would have done it for free.
Enemy, I fear no killer, but that thing looks at novel Jason X with a broken quantum hacks. It scares me. What does Jason X even get in the novel? Yeah, it's like the Goku situation. The Japanese take voice acting very seriously. I disagree. Because in the West, when it comes to the English voice actors, I've only ever heard Japanese studios trying to shaft their ass.
It's kind of ironic because they'll market the fuck out of the English audience.
No, like David Hayter, for example, I think was one of the worst cases of it. Guy voiced Solid Snake for like decades. And every time he had to reapply for Solid Snake because they kept trying to replace him.
But yeah, because people treat it as like, well, it's technically a gig, you're not entitled to the role, but it's like, bro, he created the way the character is perceived, though.
Listen, you're not entitled to the role on the first one, maybe not the second one. After 2 games and they're doing the same character, shut the fuck up. You are the character now. That you guys shouldn't even be auditioning. You should just call the fucking guy up and be like, hey, you free? You are now.
At that point, if you're showing up in there and in all the crossover material and all the merch and all the commercials, no, get the fuck out of here.
When you show up
like
and
you're
you're
selling the character
part of Smash Bros. Brawl's fucking ad for the introduction of Snake, you are Snake.
DMC 1, like that's the thing is like, so DMC, Dante got replaced after DMC 1. Okay, fine, a little fucked, but okay. DMC 2 got replaced. I'm pretty sure it got replaced. I don't think the same voice actor as 3. And then they got 3.
Yeah, no, it's a different one.
And then 3 re-auditioned for 4, I think, and I don't know if he re-auditioned for 5.
Yes.
Okay,
He
so
re-auditioned for 4, then he showed up in the anime, then he shows up again in 4 special edition, then 5, then he shows up in an SMT crossover.
Poor Mangler. Or no,
so,
poor Mangler.
So Ruben actually explained this. They didn't know if he could do an older Dante. That's why they were going to recast the role. But then he proved he could, and they're just like, fuck it, you can have it.
Okay, I was going to say, Ruben gets a little bit of a pass or the Ruben situation gets a little pass because Dante is a young teenager during the events of DMC 3, whereas in DMC 4 and 5, he's a much older man. But, yeah, no, so the problem is, like, with things like Snake, dude, like, the fact that Kamiya ended up replacing David Hayter as Snake at the very end was also so fucked.
Kamiya, you mean, what's his name? Kojima?
Yeah, Kojima, sorry. I for some reason, because Kamiya's on my mind and they start with K, I just keep going
yeah.
back and forth. Yeah,
that also doesn't really make a lot of sense lore-wise, because you're basically dealing with people who are just genetic clones of one another. It shouldn't, like, you don't even have to deal with sort of like, oh, change your performance here, because even though they age we're literally talking about like genetically modified beings.
Tech.
Their voices
wasn't the excuse they gave that it's technically not Solid Snake?
Okay, so
It's technically not. It's not even Big Boss.
Okay, so technically, lore-wise, it's not Big Boss. However, you don't find it out till the end of the game, and you're also a perfect copy of Big Boss. You are the closest.
And Solid Snake doesn't find that shit out until after he kills him in the first game.
Solid Snake, it's an unfair awakening.
Not that Solid Snake, like, if anyone looked at Solid Snake, saw his combat abilities and record, they would have already assumed he was a perfect copy. I'm pretty sure he's even told he's a perfect copy, if I'm not mistaken.
No. Okay, so have you ever played MGS5?
I played a little bit of it, actually. I played, the entire intro sequence.
Do you care?
You should play the entire thing. It is a very good time.
Do you care about spoilers?
I do not.
Okay, so you know how you're playing as Big Boss in MGS5?
Yes.
You're not. You're playing as a medic who blew up on the helicopter with Big Boss. You find out that Ocelot and Zero created a separate... They turned the medic into Big Boss.
Well, there's like a surgery procedure at the beginning.
Was it Zero? Was it Zero or was it Miller?
Miller had no idea. You find out at the end of the game when Miller and Ocelot are talking to each other that Miller wants to kill Big Boss because he wasn't told about the plan. Ocelot knows, but Ocelot removes his memory via hypnosis. So, it's Zero and Ocelot, because Ocelot's still working for the Patriots until... fucking 4?
Oh yeah, don't we also find out via, like, the recordings that Pass survived the fucking bomb?
Not necessarily. So this is where it gets a little complicated. You can
doesn't she survive the bomb? She gets found on a ship, but she has no memory.
No. See, that's the thing. You can find Paz on the ship, and she's alive with no memory. If you complete that quest line, that part of the ship disappears, and you can never enter that room again. The thing is, though, is MGS5 is so player focused. I have heard some potential theories. I'm not sure if this is confirmed by Kojima's statements or not. That technically she's real until she isn't, if that makes sense. But I'm pretty sure she's just meant to be fake the entire time. No, but when I first found her, I was like, "Oh shit, you survived! How the fuck did you get on my ship?" Listen, the last time we were together, Paz, you blew me the fuck up with a bomb snatch. I think we need to be a little careful here. Ocelot's playing Double Spy from the beginning. Boss and Ocelot planned on taking down the Patriots way back. Bro, Ocelot is like the closest thing to being gay apparently you can be without being gay. Which is still debatable for Ocelot.
I actually find it really weird that like the Patriots were like a big thing from Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. And then 3 just introduces like a brand new fucking like faction that takes over for 4.
Not necessarily. Okay, no. The Philosophers were the original version of the Patriots. The Patriots are the ones in 4. The Philosophers were their origin story.
They were the original auditioners. They were the phase ones.
Yeah, so what you find out from Metal Gear Solid 3 in the mobile game is that the original group of the Patriots was Solid Snake, Naked Snake at the time, Big Boss, Ocelot, Eva, Zero, and the 2 people, or I think your entire team from Operation Snake Eater. Hey, you guys don't like that we replaced Solid Snake's voice actor? Here's a new half-naked girl.
Did the anime get made before DMC4? Technically, I think it went into production around the time that DMC4 did, because it came out in Japan the same year that DMC4 did.
Ocelot.
They hear DMC4?
Ocelot wanting a main rivalry is seen as gay. Okay, so technically that's not entirely true. Like, I wouldn't say Ocelot's gay during events in MGS3, but his feelings for, again, like, gay is kind of a bit of a joke here, but if we're actually going to talk about this for a minute, he doesn't see Big Boss as a rival after the events of 3. No way in hell is he still thinking Big Boss is a rival. He sees him as a friend for sure.
I think he sees him that, or like kind of like a
Like
what's another word?
Maybe
No,
brother,
like I was gonna say, like, what's another word that's like not mentor?
Admirer.
Oh yeah,
Admirer.
yeah, he definitely admires Big Boss for sure. But their relationship is not just I wanted the rivalry and that's it. Like no, that was how it started. That's not how it ended by a mile and a half.
Maybe as an inspiration.
No, I think admirer fits there. Well, no, because he never talks to Big Boss like Big Boss is like better than him or anything. He always talks to him as like, hey, it's a pretty cool thing you're doing. I like that. I'm gonna do that.
I mean, after he got his ass absolutely handed to him during his encounters in MGS3, I don't think he had any other choice.
I completely disagree with that notion. I think Ocelot would have probably beaten him during the second fight if it wasn't for the actual fucking I think it was the Pain showing up, that fucking loser. If it wasn't for fucking Nicolas Cage's The Beast showing up.
Here's where the death barrier is. Not for me, but
Zero,
for the
Big
enemies.
Boss, Medic, DARPA guy, and Eva form the Patriots and Ocelot. Yeah. And then Eva goes on to give birth to 8 children, and I think only 3 canonically survive because they just clone Big Boss using Eva's body as like the fucking womb to clone it. Friend rivalry exists too, Zim. It's because they don't really have a rivalry. Like Ocelot will fight Big Boss, but they don't see each other as rivals. They never talk to each other as rivals. They don't. Even...
I think the best way to look at it is it like it's basically like a second Miller.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the only role he takes in MGS5. I mean, you could argue that I guess they're rivals, since technically they were the first like generation of Liquid and like Solid Snake, and then during the events of MGS4, they go back to it. Because he says you're his doppelganger and I'm Liquid's. So you could argue it's technically still a rival position, but it's like I wouldn't really... I mean, they're just like... I mean, personally, I would say they're equals, more or less. Technically, Big Boss has shown beating him more often than not, but he's like one of the 5 people on the planet who can fight Big Boss.
Dude, it's mega weird how Dan hasn't done any anime voice acting. I would pay to see him in the new Bleach dub, the anime we get in the future. Also, any idea what happened to Ruben in the end? Ruben Langdon for his Street Fighter 6 role? I have no idea. As far as the Bleach dub, that would be kind of cool. I'm genuinely surprised he doesn't have any work, but I mean, he's done a lot of mocap and roles for various movies.
He's basically Dynamo for Mega Man X.
I think he still shows up in Power Rangers every so often.
Ocelot was already working MGS2 to take down the Patriots, though it required fully Solidus. That's the thing is I just wouldn't say they're rivals. I guess yeah, technically by virtue of being able to fight each other and being in the same line of work, they're rivals. But I wouldn't they're just friends. They're just friends at that point. They literally talk to each other normally. They know each other's name. I think it's just I think they're just friends.
I think Dan could work well as Hoshwalt. That's a bit on the nose, but sure.
Listen, just give Dan Southworth the job of voicing Yuha.
Yeah, just give him the one guy that has similar hairstyles, personality, and carries a sword.
Perfect.
So, extremely unique among the Quincy's, because all the Quincy's are I want to have ranged weapons.
Yeah, remember when all the Quincy's only use bows and arrows? Uryu's uncle remembers.
So technically, that was only ever established to be a thing among the impure Quincy's. Not the Van der Reich, but...
I'm gonna sleep. Good night. Good night, Redes.
Even in the original, because they established that... They technically established that, there are 2 factions of Quincy's, and, Soken Ishida's group is, not they're the quote-unquote the last of the Quincy's.
Ocelot does kiss Solid Snake when fighting in 4. I think you could argue it's Liquid giving a brotherly kiss. I don't think that's actually, Ocelot doing that, because I don't think Ocelot fully comes back to, the very end of the fight.
Oh man, I'm gonna get killed here.
fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know, but yeah. So Ocelot's entire fucking disposition is just weird. Again, you can argue it's a rivalry. I wouldn't really call it that by the time MGS5 comes around. Fuck, I wouldn't even call it that during the events of like anything past fucking 3. Also, I'm playing to see Big's boss on Solid Snake, which is why he says pretty good once he returns his original personality. Yeah, because they're fucking clones. Man, you want to know who got screwed over? You want to know who got screwed over? Fucking Liquid Snake. Liquid Snake had all the superior genes and still lost the fight. Ruben was either let go in Street Fighter due to his personal beliefs, or more likely was just chosen to be recast like most of the VAs in Street Fighter. Plot twist. Here's the real answer. All the VAs, except for 2, were recast in Street Fighter to get rid of Ruben without raising suspicion. Big brain tactics.
Oh, those are the best spread takes. He probably just got changed because of the casting.
Not as far as I know.
So
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure, like, Johnny just got told, like, we're doing 5, and he's like, I'm there.
Johnny Young Bosch at this point, well, first off, he sounds the fucking same in almost everything he fucking does, which I feel kind of bad in saying. I think the only time I've actually felt him sound genuinely differently throughout it might have been with the Dachi, but he still sounds really similar to, like, Ichigo, even in those roles a little bit.
I would not say Lelouch and Ichigo sound the same, though.
Did he do Lelouch?
He did.
Yes.
I have not heard the English dub for Lelouch of the Resurrection. No, not Resurrection.
Or
just Lelouch
Lelouch
of
of the Rebellion, or Lelouch of the anything.
I don't know what the main story is called.
But Lelouch of the anything, how about that?
Lelouch of the I want to bang an immortal fucking wizard witch bitch, but I'm also a terrible person who tried to do good things. That one, yes.
That's a bit of a gross oversimplification, but sure.
You're right. I force people against their will to do things by looking at them with my eye powers.
That's better.
In Arena, Adachi's voice changes considerably.
That was because in vanilla P4 compared to like golden in arena. Oh wait, on cutscene.
No, go ahead and talk. He's not gonna get audio from this.
They basically because Johnny voices both you and Adachi, he had to change up his Adachi voice.
To think that this is the best the council has to offer.
I think with enough of these statements, I might be able to get some synthing feats for the horsemen. Because they seem to be able to predict the sins whenever they're showing up, irrespective of the talisman.
Prime, charming as ever. I've come for you.
Oh, really? As if you'd know what to do with me if you could have me.
Well, that was easy.
Please.
Fury finally discovering that Darksiders 3 doesn't have an aerial combat system.
Fight me instead of cowering, you pompous, pathetic
Your
excuse!
taunts are a waste of breath, horseman. No more an annoyance than the buzzing of a fly. Beneath my notice, like everything else in the Creator's grand experiment, even the greatest treasures of heaven and hell pale beneath my light. Scurry back to the hole you were born from. Perhaps when I am the only sin left on the
I'm gonna have to ask, what exactly is Pride bringing to the table other than just having higher stats?
When I'm done, there will be no sins left.
A decent outfit. How many sins have you actually taken down at this point? 3 or 4?
How many?
How many have you taken down? 3 or 4?
I've taken down 3 if you count Wrath, but Wrath comes back later.
Okay, so you didn't take down Rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you only take down 5 before you fight her.
No, you take down. Yes, you take down 5.
Yeah, you have to take down 5.
But she's under the impression that you've beaten Envy. So
crazy bitch.
And then when you actually beat Pride, she looks at the Watcher as if she knows that that's Envy.
I think she figures it out like right before Envy is right before she's absorbed into the talisman. Oh yeah, so you can actually go here, and she has dialogue that she'll give if you don't like understand the situation, and she'll just tell you to fuck off, basically.
That's nice. Sora versus
Your
Link.
chin up, you're not a complete.
I think Sora takes that. Meanwhile, Akihiko's voice actor voices the entire NCR faction, basically. What the fuck?
I wait for Bleach episode 2 tomorrow. I can actually watch that. I still will permit no spoilers though on the streams.
Uh-huh.
Remember, guys, the 2-week notice rule.
Akihiko from P3. Which one's Akihiko again?
The boxer.
No,
Oh,
the dude.
the loser. The voice actor voices a lot of the NCR people in Fallout New Vegas. That sounds about right. So he also wishes for a nuclear winter.
They cling so desperately to this iconography. The symbolism of heaven and hell. They? Humanity. For thousands of
That depends on where you scale Link.
But ignored it to squabble over totems and fables. Whatever the creator saw in them.
Oh. I was gonna say, technically you don't have to, when it comes to Sora, technically you don't have to, his quote-unquote regeneration doesn't work the way a lot of the people in BSB argue it to. Like, you can technically destroy his physical body or his soul, and even if he makes a Heartless or a Nobody in the process, actually, that's not even technically true, because Sora will only canonically make a Heartless or a Nobody to interact with his heart. So if you destroy his body or soul or erase him from existence, he'll just fucking die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, during
granted,
Kingdom
you won't
Hearts
have
1,
to...
when Riku fucks with you, isn't that what happens?
Well, yeah, but it's like, keep in mind, like, they usually erase you from existence by extracting your heart, but like, assuming you're able to get past his general resistances to it, yeah, you could just wipe him from existence, or you could just destroy his physical body, and like, even if you said he produced a Heartless, okay, he'd still be losing the fight. Because he'd spawn somewhere else and it wouldn't matter.
And it wouldn't technically be him.
Yeah, it wouldn't be him, and it wouldn't be combat applicable anyway. Like, Roxas, when he spawned in, I think spawned in a completely different world. In fact, actually, we don't even know where Roxas spawned in the world. We just see him show up in Twilight Town. So, technically, this goes for any KH character. You can just kill them. They don't even need to go to the final world if they produce a Heartless and a Nobody, and they've lost the fight.
Kaiba versus Tony Stark and Lex Luthor. It depends on where you scale Yu-Gi-Oh! And also where you scale Iron Man and fucking Lex Luthor. Roxas is Sora's Nobody variant. Yes.
Yes.
But he's also a real person, if I remember correctly, who was trained under one of the old masters, right?
No, you're thinking of Ventus, who looks exactly the same.
I'll say, what's the difference?
Never say that. Never
Sora.
say that to some Kingdom Hearts fans, because they will strangle you.
Composite James Bond versus Composite Hitman 47.
Was it what?
Composite 47 versus Composite
James
Bond.
James Bond is a lot faster. All composite Hitman really gets is just more inventory, really.
Okay,
I guess more experience.
But they all lose to Austin Powers, right?
I don't even remember what feats Austin Powers has in his movies.
Wow. I'm pretty sure Austin Powers dodges a laser at some point. Oh, wait. I think he does, because there are the sharks with laser beams attached to their heads.
I'm pretty sure Bond probably still has better FTL feats than Moonraker.
Dude, bro.
As fucked as that sounds.
Bro, if you think you can dodge, dude, by all means, dodge a laser mangler from a shark with a laser beam, like laser on its head.
Oh yeah, a shark that's like swimming in a really small concentrated pool, as opposed to a trained military with lasers that don't run out of ammunition.
Let's see you dodge a fucking laser beam. Also,
I mean, I feel like I would have an easier time dodging it from a shark that's swimming in a circle than I would from someone who's pointing at me through the barrel of a gun.
Would it not matter at all? Like, if you're still dodging a laser beam, you're still dodging a laser beam, unless you can.
I'm saying if I could dodge either one, assuming they were relative to my speed, I have more like.
James Bond has no counter to Austin.
No. I'm gonna break this down, mate. What was the distance?
When it comes to the shark, they were like the typical distance of like a room. With the Moonraker control room, they were like that thing was pretty wide.
He's asking like how far were Bond and Austin away from the laser when they dodged it.
So this depends on what
Moonraker. He was literally dodging people who were right fucking next to him.
So he was dodging right next to him. He was dodging at mid range. He was dodging across the room. Like he was dodging every single distance.
What would I look up to see how to do that? Like what do you think I'd look? Oh, here's laser battle scene.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was just gonna say the Moonraker.
No, I know, but apparently there's one called laser battle scene.
Yeah, probably. That would be the one. That's literally like the main conflict in the at the end of the movie. Also, I'm pretty sure you can make an argument that Bond dodges more of the lasers consistently than Austin does against like the one shark.
Okay, hang on. So they're fighting in space. And
yes, as you do.
I don't even.
Moonraker is a very silly movie.
What the fuck am I looking at?
It is the James Bond movie you never knew you wanted.
Dude,
it's a very silly movie.
They're flying at such a
also
slow
got Jaws
speed.
in it.
They're fighting in mid-air in space. How the fuck is this even scalable? There has to be more to this, right? You're not using this, right? You're not using the space battle over the planet, are you?
I mean, there's that, and there's also technically the actual station that they fight on.
Okay, well these aren't. I don't even know if you can call these lasers because they're just bolts. Oh my goodness!
They're
the astronauts.
they're
in the actual
lasers.
No, because you actually find out either from the novel or by the actual like script of the movie, they're meant to be lasers.
They're intended to be because it's also a statement about the main antagonist's issue with the usage of resources on the planet Earth.
Doesn't he also say that they're solar powered as well?
This is actually
because like his entire narrative is that he thinks humans are doing things incorrectly on the Earth because they've wasted resources and they need to be doing them in a more conducive manner. Hence why his military uses renewable energy, aka lasers.
So let me get this straight.
Well, technically, you could argue that it's a more faster version of a laser known as, pure sunlight.
Bro, these fuckers ain't moving for shit. I guess they can move, 1 meter? Oh, no. Oh, the laser... These astronauts are trying to escape, and they just walk over with some laser beams and just shoot them down while they're moving in slow motion. What the fuck?
You clearly have not seen all of Moonraker's genius.
This is fucking stupid. Okay.
That's not the stupidest thing in that movie. That's the sad part.
Okay. Okay, so they're coming in with laser beams. They're going up the ship. Let's see this. Okay, so I see the main antagonist. I'm assuming the main antagonist because he's wearing a suit different from all the other fucking enemies.
Great assessment.
Okay,
Probably
so he's kind of small, has a nice beard. Some like.
Does he have a low voice?
I can't hear the audio right now because I'm talking to you guys. Well, he's clearly not James Bond, and he's clearly important, so he must be the main antagonist. Okay, here's
Generally, how
Bond
do you
picking
think
up
so?
one guy and just throwing him into other people. Where are the lasers I was promised? Oh, alright. Apparently there's a really big guy with James Bond's crew.
Jaws.
That's Jaws?
Yep. Does he have like sort of dentures or some kind of
his teeth look shiny, yes.
like steel braces basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jaws.
Okay, so how many fights occur with the laser beams?
Should be 2.
So is there
one on the station and
Yeah.
one in the outer space. There might be more, but I don't remember there being more. And there's also some laser scenes in The Man with a Golden Gun, but
okay, it's
that's another movie.
It's because okay. So just to be clear, just to make sure I'm not confusing character. Well, it's because like the problem is I'm watching it, and on the space station, it's not really that no one's dodging anything. They just keep dying everywhere. It just looks like a lot of misses and a lot of dying. No, like, so James is running through, and some guy's trying to snipe him, and he misses, but he hits 2 people coming through the tube right after James runs through it. Poor bastards.
Listen, a lot of people die in the movie. What do you want?
Alright, wait, I see James Bond chasing after that guy I thought was the main villain. He must be the main villain. I think he's giving a monologue right now. I can't put subtitles on. I don't know if he's actually even dodging these or if they're just missing him at this point. Oh wait, hang on. Here it is. He's got the gun. He's got a laser gun. Alright, James. James dodged the laser. James, just dodge it. Point blank. Come on, let's go. James, why are you putting your hands up? I thought you can dodge laser beams. Was I lied to, James? Come on. Come on, just dodge it. Just dodge it. Oh, he's got a hand! Oh, he's got a hand dart! He's got a fucking hidden gun in his hand! Oh!
Why are you complaining about things that are commonplace in a Bond movie?
This man stood no chance. What wins, a laser gun or a fucking hidden gun from Assassin's Creed? Oh, he never stood a chance. Yeah, fuck. Okay, so I might watch the whole movie later. I'm sure it's like probably free somewhere. Oh wait, and James. Oh, that's cold, James. Throw him in the escape. No, that's the airlock. That's cold.
Dude, you have clearly not seen all the ways in which he kills henchmen. If you think that's cold, like.
No, I'm pretty sure that. No, it's Drax. Yeah, so that is the main antagonist. Okay, realistically
Some
speaking,
of the ways he kills these people are just silly.
if these are the only 2 laser bad, I don't know if there's anything in the station you can use, but I'm pretty sure they are reacting to lasers in the space battle.
We're just talking about Bond. We're not talking about... Because Bond should be faster than anyone else on the station, except maybe Jaws.
Well, the problem is that, like, on the actual station, I don't fucking see, like... I don't see anyone actually dodging. I see a lot of misses and a lot of poor souls getting caught in the crossfire.
Okay, so misses kind of happens in Bond movies anyway because they're probably not going to hit too many targets.
That's the thing I'm trying to say is like if they're missing their shots, I don't think that's fair to say they're dodging like light speed. But like the problem is that in the space battle, it's a little unclear what's being reacted to and what's not because these fuckers are moving like at one like inch every 2 minutes. These people are not moving. They're spinning around, but they're dying and spinning in the orbit, but they are not moving the way you would have to move to dodge laser beams. This is so silly. I love it.
Welcome to the world of James Bond.
You want to know what's funny is that when that movie came out, that was probably some of the greatest special effects anyone had ever seen.
And now it's a beautiful memory. Oh look, they recycled the fucking Jiraiya or whatever his name is boss fight and turned him into a minor enemy in the next game.
Wow.
Kyle knows what I'm talking about.
I forget if this one actually also has like the fucking tentacle that comes out of his. Yeah,
He does. He does at the front.
They literally just fucking copy the fucking fight.
I mean, they've taken a lot of enemies, but I think some of the other ones you could argue is like they just want to keep them for lore purposes. But this one, like, they had no business doing this.
I might be forgetting, but isn't this one of the corrupted enemies to try and point out that like
Oh yeah.
the corruption is here on Earth? You know?
Actually, no. This is Lust's doing. This is not corruption.
I'm pretty sure Austin fights these laser sharks, but for some reason there's not a fucking clip with it.
I don't. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. I don't know if he fights them or if he like interacts with like a button where a bunch of people fall into the water.
Well, no,
I don't think anyone actually interacts with them outside of falling into the pit, but Austin definitely doesn't fall into the pit of sharks. I remember that.
No, like he would be dodging their attacks, like running around it, or like again, like I'll recheck it again because the only clip I get is when Dr. Evil's son gets him sharks with laser beams and they randomly shoot a fucking employee and he just falls into the water. I mean, technically, the employee reacted to the laser as it was fucking burning him, as he burned him a little bit. It killed him, but it's skill.
He died of a shark?
No. So what happens is there's a random guy walking around their base in Goldmember, and the shark just shoots him, and he just dies. Now, he dies in typical Austin Power fashion, where he doesn't actually get vaporized, he just gets hit by a laser beam and then dies slowly after before falling in.
So he just falls over and just like, my life is at an end.
Yes. Listen. But let's be real here. No one in James Bond has as much durability as that one guy from Austin Powers 2 who fell off the cliff into the tigers and still survived.
Okay, so
I don't know. I might. I don't know. How much do you know about Jaws?
How much do you know about like Daniel Craig's bombs?
No, fight me. Hang on. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Will Ferrell, Austin Powers. I'm pretty sure it was Will Ferrell. Yeah, Mustafa. I'm pretty sure Mustafa has better durability feats of survival.
I'm trying to remember, does Jaws find an escape pod, or does he just fall to the planet?
No, he dies canonically with his girlfriend. They have a final escape pod that's available, but they give it up to Bond and his girl.
What a waste.
And they essentially do a toast to each other, and then the ship explodes, killing both of them.
What a waste, considering the fact that Bond would have just survived anyways.
That was one of the best moments of the movie when they're just like, okay, Jaws finally grew a conscience, and then he dies saving the main protagonist, which is something that they never did in any of the other Bond films. They never had a Bond henchman actually try to save the main protagonist. And then they have him die as a reward for his decision. And you're just like, man, what a fucking waste. What a bunch of losers.
Wait, are these canonical? Are these canonical?
Yes.
No, I'm looking to see if Austin Powers has novels.
Oh.
Well, because...
your guess is as good as mine.
So, because I remember there was a novel, apparently, that explains why the girl from the second movie Fucking doesn't appear for the third movie.
The Spy Who Shagged Me?
Yeah, cause so in the second movie he ends up basically getting with this blonde girl, but according to some people who claim there was a novel before the third movie came out that no one's ever really been able to find or verify. At least I don't know if they've been able to verify, but no one's able to find a copy of it to work with. The reason they're not together during the events of Goldmember is because he's still in love with the first girl and he just can't get over her. Which is out of character as fuck for Austin, but like, I would like to get the whole of that novel if it does exist.
Isn't that the girl that shows up at the beginning of Austin Powers and Goldmember, where he sees the mini me dude? He's like, "I'm mini me, bitch."
I don't know. No, she's not in Goldmember.
Are you sure she doesn't show up at the very beginning and in a cameo?
I don't think so.
Because
I think
he's literally kissing a blonde girl on a.
That does not make it any.
It's entirely possible it could be someone else. I'm just saying.
Keep in mind that we're talking about the same movie that starts with Tom Cruise being Austin Powers at the start as a joke.
I mean, you say that, but like, wouldn't even be weird. Dude, if Tom Cruise got the ability to audition for Austin Powers, he'd fucking take it if he could do good stunts.
Yeah, because there is a blonde girl at the start of the movie here that Tom Cruise kisses, and I think that's supposed to be the girl from the second movie. Like, not like as, like, I think she's supposed to be playing that role. I don't think it's actually her, though. It might be her actor, but it's just not like, oh, well, apparently it's
like
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Character.
Well, no, it's just Gwyneth Paltrow playing as Dixie Normus.
Never mind.
Oh, fuck. I love fucking those kinds of names.
I forgot that Gwyneth Paltrow was in the movie. That's so weird.
Oh, and they fucking have Kevin Spacey as Dr. Evil. Oh, that
oh, fuck yeah, I forgot. Wait, who did they get as mini me?
What do you think they did? They got Danny DeVito.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he's like, I'm mini me, bitch, and then he's got like an LNG.
Oh, this would have been the perfect parody. Tom Cruise and Austin Pussy. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, and then they have Steven Spielberg cameoing as the director. Okay, yeah, so Austin is here with a blonde girl and a brown-haired girl, but again, that's just Austin swinging around. Again, it just makes more sense that they were both just swingers and they just went their separate ways after the movie.
Plot in an Austin Powers movie? What is that?
I forgot Danny DeVito was there. Oh, so... That's one of the jokes I enjoyed from the clips I saw of the Fast and Furious movie with The Rock and the other guy. I don't know what the other guy's name is, but they make names for
Statham.
Yeah, they make names for each other halfway through, like Mike's Oxmall, which obviously, like, you know, if you say it fast, that was Mike Oxmall. So yeah, that was 10 out of 10. I think they had one for the other guy at the end of the movie, but I forgot what the hell they did for him. I think it was something like Ivan Asshole or something. Anyways, what's the worst movie?
Wonderful.
What's the worst movie you have seen? Worst movie I've seen. That's a tough one.
I'd probably have to say this year that I've seen either The Northman or Hellraiser.
Oh, you did not like The Northman?
No.
I think you're the only person I've heard who didn't like it so far. I don't watch too many movies, but the worst movie I've seen, I didn't see Hellraiser, so I can't say Hellraiser, but I'd probably say Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the like fucking original one. I didn't think it was all that good. Mangler, are you there?
Sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, no, I'm just checking something.
All right.
Oh,
My worst movie seen.
I cannot remember the worst movie to lose to.
No Me Tanjiro. 77 miles long, and I'm still not finished with it. Never heard of it. Bro, if Austin Powers has like an official fucking like guidebook, I'll buy that shit. Let's go.
Continuity.
Confirm Austin Powers can move faster than his own shadow. Give me something stupid. What would you say is an ability if I can force you to look in a specific direction?
Using your eyesight or just like your head?
I force you to face me. Let's say you're looking the other way and I punch you. You are now immediately facing me. I'm
Doesn't
probably
Sue,
visit.
I was gonna say, doesn't Sue Storm do that to Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four movie?
I was gonna say there might be some physics manipulation because you're controlling someone's momentum.
Some kind of telekinesis.
Either that,
Like
it could be body manipulation, or it could just be like directional manipulation.
Some kind of
Or
control.
some telekinetic stuff.
I'm just gonna say some kind of control for the fucking video. Like taunting in game, I guess technically. I mean, she can't fucking taunt because that would make the game fucking easy. I'll just say statistics amplification for this one.
Reading about 1 o'clock. I'm kind of starting to clock out here. I mean, I'm not that tired, but I probably should.
So do you want to call it there, or do you want to try and get to like one more section before you clock it out?
No, it's probably a good time to stop, but I'll wait until this dialogue finishes.
All right.
Okay, there we go. The dialogue, I think.
Newhin, if you're still here, I'm gonna get on leagues right now after Mangler gets off. So if you want, we can try playing a few games with your new mic, see how that works. And anyway, fellas, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next stream or video. Do you guys have anything else to say, or is we good to go?
Oh, I'm good to go.
All right. There's everybody. Thank you guys for coming out.